Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Gaowu, Awakening Time-Based Abilities at the Beginning. Chapter 71. Did you misunderstand something? Although I don't know what you misunderstood, you must have misunderstood. Lu Lan didn't notice at all that his righteousness was changing a little bit. When Shu Ling was lured to the woods, she turned gray. And when discussing this matter, it turned out to be a touch of yellow. The upright color seems to represent a person's inner change. Just like paper, it is originally white, but even a strand of it will change it. Ding, 1,000 people killing progress, 805 1,000ths. Why? Zhang Yu pulled off the black stockings on his head, wiped the sweat from his forehead with his hands, leaned tiredly under a thick tree, and sighed. Okay, that's it for today. I'm exhausted. You should go home early. I'm not tired, I can continue. Shu Ling lifted up the corner of his clothes and wiped the sweat dripping from his pretty face, his face full of determination. Zhang Yu had only seen this expression in action on people who had been successfully brainwashed by capitalists in his previous life. Shu Ling also worked hard for his own photo. It's getting late, and all the students outside have probably gone home. Let's continue tomorrow. I will delete all the photos after you complete the task. After saying that, Zhang Yu took Li Dapeng and walked out of the grove. Can I believe you? Shu Ling grabbed the corner of Zhang Yu's clothes, with tears in his eyes, and pursed his lips, trying to make him soften by pretending to be pitiful. But who is Zhang Yu? 3 good young men. His heart was already like a stone in a latrine, smelly, hard, and black. How could he let a pretty little girl go just because she pretended to be pitiful? Do you think you are qualified to negotiate terms with me? If you dare to keep your words, I will. I will never let you go. Shu Ling raised her fist and threatened Zhang Yu. Don't worry, Zhang Yu, am a good young man. How can I not keep my word? After saying that, Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng left Shu Ling first. Just kidding, how can a sinister and cunning person like me keep his word? Zhang Yu smiled obscenely in his heart, and immediately decided to put her photo with Xiao Ruishui's, so that he could be intimidated in the future. Ahem. Zhang Yu, where did the stockings you tied your head come from? On the way, the curious Li Dapeng finally asked Zhang Yu, isn't it from some ant or some trash can? Zhang Yu, you're itchy again, aren't you? Where did that come from? Little Ruishui's. You're kidding, how could Ruishui have these? Li Dapeng didn't believe it. I bought it. Ruishui tried it on. What's wrong? Is there anything wrong with it? Li Dapeng, I knew something would happen to you two that day. That time in the beast space. When Zhang Yu saw him like this, he knew that he was thinking wrongly, so he raised his hand and gave him a blow. Go, be serious. Although he was shocked and his head was broken, Li Dapeng still couldn't satisfy the curiosity in his heart, isn't it that time? Do you think you still have it? Pa. Zhang Yu passed by with a big sinus, and Li Dapeng covered his face and ran to the side to pick up a wooden stick and draw circles. Needless to say, Li Dapeng's habit of picking up sticks at every turn was developed little by little through this kind of thing. Okay, don't be aggrieved. Who told you to keep asking questions that you shouldn't ask? Let's go. Li Dapeng snorted coldly and ignored Zhang Yu. He wanted to tell Zhang Yu today that Li Dapeng also had a temper. He was really angry with this slap today. You're not going, are you? I originally thought that after a tiring day, I would take you to number 8 to relax. If you don't go, you will have to. Li Dapeng, I told you earlier. Li Dapeng didn't feel aggrieved anymore, picked up Zhang Yu on his back and rushed to the massage club. Don't worry, you are going to treat me today. Li Dapeng. You got me so excited for nothing, right? Li Dapeng threw Zhang Yu to the ground and continued running to draw circles under the tree. You're stupid, why don't you just give me Uncle Li's name when the time comes? How much do you have to pay? Li Dapeng slapped his forehead. You were right, why didn't I think of that? Brother Yu is still smart. In the massage parlor, Li Dapeng ran with Zhang Yu on his back and arrived at the massage parlor before dark. Old rules, Li Dapeng said to the waiter, got up and walked upstairs. Sir, what are the rules? I'm new here, so I'm not sure. The waiter said in a kind tone, with a light smile on his face. Brother Yu, call number 8. Call number 6. Before Li Dapeng could finish speaking, Zhang Yu interrupted. Ha, Zhang Yu, don't you always praise number 8 for his good attitude? Just like the Island Country movie. I want to take care of number 6 today. What, is there a problem? Zhang Yu glanced at Li Dapeng and winked at him secretly. Oh, I understand, then I'll order number 3, a full set. After saying that, Li Dapeng took Zhang Yu's hand and walked upstairs. But this time, before he had even taken 2 steps, he was interrupted by the waiter. Sir, number 3 and number 6 are on leave today. Can number 8 and number 1 serve you? Zhang Yu shook his head and looked at the waiter with deep eyes. Then let's call number 7 and number 8 to come, okay. The waiter was obviously stunned for a moment, and after a second of thinking, he quickly nodded in agreement. Everything looked fine. Okay, sir, please bring your cards and please come upstairs. The waiter bowed to the 2 of them and made a gesture of invitation. Zhang Yu nodded and led Li Dapeng upstairs. Zhang Yu, this waiter has a good attitude. When he arrived in the room, Li Dapeng changed his clothes and lay on the bed with a comfortable look. Dapeng, do you still remember why you went to the hospital that time? Zhang Yu did not change clothes, but stared at Li Dapeng closely. Remember, that time it was just because you kept reading. Halfway through his words, Li Dapeng's pupils shrank and he looked at Zhang Yu solemnly. Ha ha ha, you still remember. How could you be so careless and poke yourself? Zhang Yu spoke with a hint of joking, nodded slightly, and inadvertently glanced at the surveillance camera in the room. TCH, you still have the nerve to say that. If it weren't for you, would I be able to go to the hospital? Li Dapeng curled his lips and gave Zhang Yu a complaining look. Zhang Yu was unambiguous and immediately took out his mobile phone and sent Han Han a text message. Text message content. My sister is in danger, come to XX Club quickly. We've been kidnapped. Remember to bring more people with you. Otherwise you may not be able to beat it. At this time, Han Han in the teaching office rushed to the location given by Zhang Yu without stopping after receiving Zhang Yu's text message. I even made a phone call on the way. Inside the clubhouse. Number 8 was still the same, wearing black stockings on her legs and holding a suitcase in both hands. After opening the door, she bowed to Zhang Yu. Little brother, you are here. You haven't seen your sister coming for a long time. Huh, little brother, why don't you change your clothes? Although number 8 asked this question, he did not mean to accuse him at all. Still as before, he squatted in front of Zhang Yu and gently took off his shoes and socks. Hey, forget it, I'm so busy with school. How can I have the time to see my sister? Zhang Yu looked up at the ceiling, secretly saving a moment for Li Dapeng and himself. No way, you have another sister. Number 8 patted Zhang Yu's foot lightly and said with a smile. Zhang Yu felt something pricked his foot. Although the feeling was very weak, he did feel it. I quickly read it to myself and then breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, number 7 also pushed in the door with a smile on his face. However, number 7 did not have the same service attitude as number 8. After entering, he went directly to Li Dapeng and took off his shoes. Suddenly, a strong smell of foot odor hit my face. Ah, number 7 retched and quickly held his breath. She swore that she had never encountered such smelly feet in all her years of working in this industry. This is nothing compared to athlete's foot. I simply stepped in the filth, then soaked my feet in hairy pickled vegetables, and finally opened a durian with my feet. Hey, don't mind, I just exercised a little too much today, so I feel a little bit stinky. Li Dapeng laughed naively and scratched his head with one hand, feeling a little embarrassed. No, 7, it really stinks. Ah, number 7 couldn't bear it anymore and ran out the door and vomited. This money doesn't have to be earned. The moment Li Dapeng took off his shoes, the stench instantly spread throughout the house, making Zhang Yu so angry that he stood up and ran out. But he was stopped by no. 8, little brother, don't run away. This doesn't stink, vomit, it doesn't stink at all. Let my sister finish pressing it for you, vomit. Zhang Yu, are you really dedicated? As expected of a person from an island country, no one else has such a level of dedication. Number 8 was also so smoked that he vomited repeatedly. He didn't have the patience to wait until Zhang Yu completely relaxed before taking action. He turned his hand, took out a dagger full of poison from the inner thigh and stabbed Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu, good guy, are you so decisive? No hesitation at all, just stab it. Zhang Yu ducked sideways, but not completely. His arm was still cut open by the dagger. But Li Dapeng was not worried at all and was recording videos with his mobile phone. Of course, it wasn't that he wasn't really worried, but that Zhang Yu sent him a message and told him to record it all. He is of great use. Even after arriving in the room, Zhang Yu wanted to wash his feet first but didn't agree. It turned out that he was waiting for this. Seeing that everything was going in the direction Zhang Yu expected, Li Dapeng didn't worry anymore. And Zhang Yu even thought about being cut by a poisonous dagger. Mr. Gao, a big boss in Jinghai, once realized this truth from Sun Tzu's Art of War. The enemy must be surrounded. As long as number 8 is left with the hope of killing Zhang Yu, he won't fight to the death when he is arrested. This poisonous dagger is number 8's a hope. Bang! The door was kicked open by Han Han, who was the first to arrive. Seeing the scene where number 8 stabbed Zhang Yu, he became furious on the spot. Shadow. Restraint. Han Han shouted softly and directly formed a shadow blade and inserted it into the shadow at number 8's feet. Catch her on the spot. Of course, this is also the premise that number 8 relaxed his vigilance after stabbing Zhang Yu. Otherwise, how could Han Han control her so easily? It was precisely for this reason that number 8 did not resist desperately. Because before she decided to accept the task of assassinating Zhang Yu, she never thought about leaving China alive. Regardless of the success or failure of the assassination, if the time system of China is disturbed, it will definitely be a dead end. Zhang Yu, are you okay? After Han Han subdued number 8, he asked Zhang Yu. Hey, little brother, you have to go first before your sister. Don't be afraid, sister will come to accompany you soon. Number 8 looked at Zhang Yu, who was turning blue, and smiled sinisterly. Although she was tightly controlled by Han Han, her eyes were filled with a sense of accomplishment. Hey, I have to say, your mentality is really good. Read the file. Zhang Yu released his file reading skill and instantly restored his body to its previous state. A carp flipped up from the ground, patted the dust on his body, and revealed a few big white teeth. His face was rosy, but he still looked like he had been poisoned. Are you okay? How could you be okay? This is the most powerful poison of our Bushuan clan. Just a few milligrams can kill even an elephant. Number 8 roared heartbreakingly, with a look of disbelief on his face. Then the aura on his body was violent, and he struggled desperately, but he still couldn't free himself from Han Han's control. Hey, stop struggling. I'm not stupid. My willingness to stand up and slap you in the face means that you are no threat to me now. Zhang Yu laughed evilly. Dapeng, put your stinky feet in her mouth. Okay. Li Dapeng put away his mobile phone, took off the shoes and socks he had just put on, and walked toward number 8 with elegant steps. No, please take the sack. Number 8's face was full of fear. She knew very well how smelly Li Dapeng's feet were. If she really did what Zhang Yu said, then she would be worse off than dead. But Li Dapeng didn't care at all. He raised his feet and swung them to number 8's nose a few times. Ah! Number 8 retched and fainted from the smell. Han Han, cover your stinky feet and get out of here. Han Han pinched his nose and kicked Li Dapeng with his face full of disgust. No, have you called for help? I guess there are other islanders out there. Don't worry, we have already arranged it. Han Han covered his nose with one hand and gave Zhang Yu a sign of okay with the other hand. Zhang Yu, what do you mean, everything has been arranged? I was the last one assigned to co-author it. Very good. I am angry. I don't have any status in your heart, do I? Bah, scumbag. Han Han, why am I a scumbag? What did I do again? Shut up, I haven't said anything about you using my sister to trick me into being your thug. Oh, Zhang Yu fainted instantly when he heard this. He raised his hand and gave number 8 2 sinuses. Only in this way can you relieve your inner depression. Number 8. Epsilon, hash. What's wrong with me? Let alone a prisoner, even a death row prisoner doesn't receive the same treatment as me. Didn't I just scratch you with a knife? I didn't violate the rules of heaven. If you want to kill me, just kill me. Why are you torturing me like this? Okay, don't be poor, just be fine. If something happens to you, Xiao Han will go crazy. Han Han rolled his eyes at Zhang Yu and said coquettishly. Don't worry, you don't even know who I am. You still want to kill me with such a little trick. Zhang Yu patted his chest and gave Han Han a reassuring look. When the game ends tomorrow, I will come to interrogate her in person. I want to see how a small island country can be so capable. Dare you come to China to kill people? Zhang Yu's eyes were sharp, his tone was cold, and there was an invisible chill coming from him. An island country, right? You like to be the first person, right? I just don't know. Have you ever heard of a saying in China, which is to shoot the first bird with a gun? After the Junlong guards finished cleaning the battlefield, Han Han handed number 8 into their hands, told Zhang Yu to pay attention to his safety, and then drove back to school. Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng explained the general situation of the scene to Junlongwei and went home without being blocked. Of course, this was the prerequisite for Han Han to say hello, otherwise they would have to go to Junlongwei to take notes. Unless Zhang Yu moves out of his father. Li Dapeng was so shocked by Zhang Yu's actions that he was speechless. How did he find out? On the way home, Li Dapeng, who was carrying Zhang Yu on his back, was filled with doubts. No matter how hard he thought, he couldn't figure out how Zhang Yu figured out that number 8 had a clue. Zhang Yu, you said that we have dealt with number 8 so many times. How did you tell that there was something wrong with her? Zhang Yu had a mysterious expression, deep eyes, and a faint smile on his face. Movements, eyes, also, doubtful. Li Dapeng scratched his head, puzzled. I remember we discussed that number 8's service attitude is very good. Every time you come in, you knock on the door first, then turn around and close the door and bow. And what about the others? Even those with a good service attitude can't be as meticulous as number 8. With this, I feel like she is an island native. Besides, hiss. Zhang Yu looked a little painful and jumped off Li Dapeng's back. Then he put his hand into his pants and adjusted the direction to prevent the younger brother from being so wronged, and then jumped on Li Dapeng's back again. Also, when we came here last time, number 8 looked at us wrong. Of course, this is all secondary. The main thing is that I already felt that something was wrong with her at that time. But I didn't think about it until I met that waiter today. Would a waiter always bow to customers? You mean, there's something wrong with that waiter? But don't waiters in some places also bow? Li Dapeng seemed to notice some clues, but still couldn't figure out the logic. Remember that waiter said that the 3rd and 6th were both on leave, and then wanted to arrange the 8th and 1st for us. I guess number 8 and number 1 are their killers here. Hearing what Zhang Yu said, Li Dapeng understood instantly. They are such a small country, who gave them the courage to assassinate China's time system? When are you going to them? Li Dapeng asked. Don't worry, it's just what happened in the past few days. It's never too late for a gentleman to take revenge, but a villain won't take revenge overnight. Li Dapeng nodded when he heard this and said nothing more. Maybe this is the tacit understanding between men. You just need to tell me when and who to do it with. ... After Zhang Yu returned home, he received a call from Zhang Han. After hearing his sister's soft and waxy voice, he immediately felt his unhappiness disappear. However, Zhang Yu did not tell her about the assassination. She also knew her sister's temper. If she found out about this, she would fight all the way to the island country to find them. On the phone, the two just chatted about home affairs and said nothing else. When he was about to hang up, Zhang Han didn't forget to tell Zhang Yu not to forget to feed Xiao Xiao. Meow. Xiao Xiao put the rice bowl in front of Zhang Yu and expressed that she was very dissatisfied with his behavior in the past few days. Zhang Yu suddenly broke out in cold sweat on his forehead. Sao, I almost forgot that there is a cat at home. If Luo Yichang hadn't reminded her every morning when she came to Zhang Yu's house, Xiao Xiao would have been so hungry that she would have been reduced to skin and bones. Sin. Zhang Yu quickly put the cat food and water for Xiao Xiao, and even feared that he would forget it, so he opened the bag of cat food. Xiao Xiao eats whatever he wants, just from the bag. Xiao Xiao. Finally, at Xiao Xiao's strong request, Zhang Yu sent it to Luo Yichang's house. There's nothing I can do about it. If I follow Zhang Yu, I'll be hungry for 9 meals in 3 days. Zhang Han is better. When we are together, we eat small dried fish every day. How does he look like Zhang Yu? I forgot to feed it 9 times in 3 days. The second day of the Los Angeles Gaowu competition team competition. The next battle is between the handsome team and the super sweet team. Zhou Qing stood on the commentary stage, holding a microphone and full of passion. On the stage, the two teams stood with their hands behind their backs, showing high morale. Come on, please introduce yourselves to the two teams now. The drone used for live broadcast on the competition stage flew towards the positions of the two teams, and even gave them a cool close-up. Hello everyone, we are Tao Tao Super Sweet. Eat a peach, it's so cool. Barrage. Barrage. The last time I was so speechless was the last time. The Tao Tao Super Sweet team even blew a kiss to the camera. How does it feel when a bunch of big men blow kisses to you? Zhou Qing was so frightened that she quickly cut off the live broadcast. If she wasn't far away from the drone, she would have to tear the drone apart. What is this? Haha, it seems, the students in this team are still very humorous. Zhou Qing's mouth twitched sharply, but there was still an awkward and polite smile on her face. I hope the other team is more serious. Let's take a look at the next team members. Hello everyone, we are a team of handsome and cute people. The 5 people shouted in unison and waved their hands towards the drone. Hello everyone, I'm handsome. Well, then I'm a combination. I am human. Barrage. Brother, why are you so unsure when you say this? I'm the team. The remaining brother scratched his head anxiously, unable to think of what his name should be. You did it on purpose, right? I won't fight in this game. Surrounding teammates. Barrage. In the end, the captain lost his temper and even gave up his handsome status to him, and then he successfully returned to the team. Off stage, Zhang Yu is still the same. Lying in Luo Yichang's warm arms with his head in his hands, there was a sense of comfort in the corners of his eyes. Feeling the beauty's cold little hand caressing his forehead, Zhang Yu's eyelids became heavy and he couldn't help but fall asleep. She was not honest even in her sleep, and Ruishui's face darkened as she was kicked in a series of shadowless kicks. Pa! The depressed Ruishui slapped away Zhang Yu's kick with a frown on her pretty face, wishing she could slap Zhang Yu awake. But thinking about Zhang Yu's animal-like methods, Ruishui still suppressed the anger in her heart. Zhang Yu stretched out and accidentally kicked Ruishui on the pretty face. Ruishui, it's a slap in the face, right? Angrily, Ruishui pulled Zhang Yu's shoes off, swung them twice with her hands, and then threw them away. Phew, bang, the slippers drew a beautiful line in the air, and then hit Zhang Yi's head. Who did this? You don't want to live anymore, do you? How dare you hit me? Zhang Yi covered his head, picked up the shoes on the ground with a face filled with shame and anger, and looked in the direction behind him. Ruishui, why is it her? Seeing that the person who lost the shoe was Ruishui, Zhang Yi immediately changed his face, sneered, and gave the shoe back to Ruishui. When he brought it to her, he didn't forget to wipe off the dust on his shoes with his white coat. Now Zhang Yi didn't dare to offend even Sun Wenbin and Lu Yumeng, let alone Ruishui. It can be seen what kind of psychological shadow was caused by Zhang Yu. Ruishui. At the same time, Tianya has become a human. Ruishui ignored Zhang Yi, took the shoes from his hand and threw them away. Zhang Yi, why does it feel like a familiar scene? It seems that this is how he walks around with his dogs. Ruishui gave him a cold look and signaled him to leave immediately. But in Zhang Yi's eyes, he saw it as, go, give me the shoes and pick them up again. Really, anyone who can play with Zhang Yu is not a good person. Zhang Yi secretly sighed in his heart that God was unfair, held back his tears and ran towards the shoes. When Zhang Yi ran back, Ruishui was stunned. This person can't be a fool. Or do you have this kind of hobby? Ruishui took the shoes from Zhang Yi with a confused look on her face, and then threw them away into the distance. Why are you still addicted to this game? Zhang Yi. You're addicted to playing, right? Zhang Yi wiped away the tears that overflowed from the corners of his eyes and ran towards the distance with an aggrieved face. Hateful, don't be so humiliating. At this time, Zhang Yu yawned and woke up from the gentle countryside. It was a really comfortable sleep this time, and even my dreams were different from usual ones. Zhang Yu dreamed of 2 big white rabbits jumping around in front of him, bumping into him from time to time. Just when Zhang Yu wanted to catch them, he woke up inexplicably. It's a bit of a pity. Otherwise, I could have braised rabbit today. Hey, Xiao Shenger, why are you looking so red? Luo Yisheng. She didn't know why Zhang Yu had to catch that rabbit. Zhang Yu rubbed his shoulders that were a little stiff from sleeping, and wanted to stand up and move around. Only to find that your shoes are gone. Why are the shoes gone? This shouldn't be the case. As we all know, when people cannot find their shoes, the first thing they do is look under the bed or sofa. And Zhang Yu was no exception. He leaned down and looked under the stool. Strange, why not? When Zhang Yu was confused, a disgraced Zhang Yi ran over with his shoes. And he was breathing heavily. Zhang Yu. What's your hobby? Take someone else's shoes. What are you doing with my shoes? Zhang Yu took his shoes from Zhang Yi with a look of disgust on his face. He's sick. Rui Shui's tone was cold, and her look at Zhang Yi changed from disgust to disgust. Zhang Yi, not what you want to play. How come I'm sick again? Go, don't get sick here. After putting on his shoes, Zhang Yu pushed Zhang Yi away and took Li Dapeng to find Xu Ling. Today, he, Zhang Yu, must complete the task issued by the system's father. Ah, a heart-piercing scream came from the familiar grove, which frightened all the surrounding birds and beasts. Jihieji. Among them, there were also several evil laughters and human begging for mercy. What's more, they cursed loudly, but what they got in return was the close contact between the 7 wolves and the flesh. Paw, a few crisp cross-talk sounds came. Hey, Dad, stop fighting, my son knows he was wrong. Ding, 1,000 people killing progress 898 1,000ths. Ding, 1,000 people killing progress 1,000. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully completing the mission, receiving rewards, upgrading his talent to SS, and greatly improving his mental power. After completing the system task, Zhang Yu wiped the sweat from his forehead and finally breathed a sigh of relief. It can be regarded as completing the system task. As the system sound ended, Zhang Yu suddenly felt that the awakening factor in the air was much kinder to him. Bang! Before Zhang Yu could recover from the talent upgrade, another sound came from his body. Breakthrough. Today, he, Zhang Yu, was successfully promoted to brass. From now on, he will no longer be that little bronze trash. Is this bronze grade? Zhang Yu closed his eyes and carefully felt the violent power in his body, as if he could kill Li Dapeng with one punch right now. Every time an awakener advances to a major rank, a new skill will be awakened. And Zhang Yu is no exception. Time and space, distorted. Following Zhang Yu's low shout, the flow of time around him accelerated, turning into a wisp of light and shadow, and came to Li Dapeng in the blink of an eye. Li Dapeng, you, brother, Niu, bye. Li Dapeng subconsciously hid, but to outsiders, it seemed as slow as a snail, as if the slow button had been pressed. And this is indeed the case. Time and space distortion. The time flow around the selected target can be transferred to yourself or others. In other words, Zhang Yu can choose a target at will and transfer the time flow around the target to himself or others. If you want the time around the target to slow down, your own time will speed up. On the contrary, if you let the target speed up, your own time will slow down. Holy shit. After reading the introduction to the superpower, Zhang Yu called him a bully. If you use it in conjunction with your own file loading, wouldn't it be invincible in single combat? Zhang Yu smiled darkly and became more confident in his subsequent actions. Li Dapeng looked confused, wondering why Zhang Yu suddenly jumped in front of him. Zhang Yu, I have finished what I promised you, should you delete my photos? Xu Ling wiped the sweat from her forehead with her little hand, leaned tiredly against the big tree, and said to Zhang Yu breathlessly. Don't worry, Zhang Yu, keep my word. Zhang Yu opened the photo album on his phone and deleted everything in front of Xu Ling. You didn't save it. Xu Ling looked suspicious. How is that possible? How can I, a good young man, still deceive you? Seeing Xu Ling say this, Zhang Yu became anxious on the spot. HMPH, if you dare to lie to me, I won't let you go. Xu Ling walked up to Zhang Yu, raised her fist, and snorted coldly. Very good, now you no longer have any leverage over the protagonist. Next, you should prepare for my revenge. I will let you know what will happen if you offend a protagonist. Without a handle, Shu Ling suddenly felt that he had regained his fighting spirit, and his eyes were burning with the flames of hatred. A revenge plan emerged in her mind, making her laugh out loud. He. After he rises, he must take hundreds of photos of him. Zhang Yu. This fool is not thinking about how to get revenge on me. But it doesn't matter, Shu Ling is not Ruishui. If Ruishui retaliates, Zhang Yu will still be afraid. After all, she is a woman with brains and flexibility. As for Shu Ling, it's totally the kind of person who forgets to use his brain when he is reincarnated. They say big breasts mean no brains, but she has neither big breasts nor no brains. But this girl actually wants to take revenge on herself. Zhang Yu smiled sinisterly, put his hands on his waist, and drew out the 7 wolves. What are you doing? Did you just want to take revenge on me? I do not believe. Pa. Woo. ... Welcome everyone to the second half of the Los Angeles martial arts competition. Next, the team led by Zhang Yu will fight against the team led by Lu Lan. Zhou Qing learned the lesson this time and directly called the names of the captains of the 2 teams. They were not allowed to introduce themselves, for fear of saying something else that would not pass the review. Zhang Yu shrugged, but didn't care too much about Zhou Qing, and led the team directly to the competition stage. The strength of the 2 teams in this competition cannot be underestimated, and it also gave the audience a lot of expectations. Even the barrage filled the screen, which showed the reputation of the 2 teams. Zhang Yu, I will use my full strength in this battle. Although we are friends, I will not be merciful when it comes to the future. Lu Lan's whole body was covered with gray-white aura of righteousness, and his hazy vision made everyone feel like an immortal descended from the earth. The moment he appeared on the stage, he attracted a huge wave of fans and his fame reached its peak. The competitive Zhang Yu was immediately unhappy when he saw this. How could a place with him tolerate other people's manifestations of holiness? Immediately, a large golden sundial condensed under his feet, distorting the surrounding time and turning himself into a trace of light and shadow. Well, it's all visual effects. Since you said so, I will try my best. Zhang Yu narrowed his eyes slightly and spoke calmly. Okay, when the team competition is over, I'll ask you. Time and space distortion. Before Lu Lan finished speaking, Zhang Yu directly distorted his time and turned into light and shadow and rushed in front of him. Time to stop. Another time-stopping shot was launched, directly controlling Lu Lan. Then he picked him up and threw him off the stage. This series of operations took less than 2 seconds. Everyone only saw a flash of light and shadow, and then Lu Lan fell to the stage. Lu Lan, didn't I talk to Zhang Yu again? Why did he suddenly fall off the stage? Wow, there was an uproar in the audience. Although they didn't know what happened just now, they were certain that Zhang Yu had already taken action. And it only took less than 2 seconds to beat Lu Lan off the stage. The barrage at this time has not yet slowed down, and they are still discussing who is better, Zhang Yu or Lu Lan. Barrage. I think Lu Lan should be better. After all, he is a DPS player with high damage. Although Zhang Yu is of the time system, his combat power is low. Barrage. I don't quite agree with your point of view. Don't you know that time is the most important thing? I think Zhang Yu is handsome, so I support Zhang Yu. Barrage. Go to hell with the good-looking dog upstairs. Barrage. Stop arguing and watch the game. Zhang Yu killed Lu Lan in 2 seconds. Lu Lan in the audience was still confused, but Zhang Yu had already gone crazy in the competition. Holding the sword of time in his hand, he rushed over with a distortion of time and space when he saw someone, and then slashed out the urinary tract tube with an aging knife, hitting the butt directly. Without their mental strength, Li Dapeng and the others would be of no use at all. After a game, everyone is watching the show. Although Lu Lan was annoyed that Zhang Yu had sneak attacked him, he was convinced after seeing Zhang Yu's true strength. There was no way he could fight this kind of incredible method, this kind of unlimited recovery. But what made him most uncomfortable was that Zhang Yu had lied to him in the beginning. It's just an auxiliary, without any attack power, it's all a lie. This person is not an honest person at all. When Zhang Yu threw his last opponent off the stage, the game ended with the victory of Zhang Yu's team. Although there will be another game later, Zhang Yu doesn't plan to watch anymore. He has more important things to do. The audacious number 8 and those who acted with her are still waiting to be interrogated by themselves. Zhang Yu explained the situation to Li Mingyi, and then brought Li Dapeng, Luo Yichang and Rui Shui to Zhenlongwei. After waiting at the place, Zhang Yu explained the general situation, and the people of Zhenlongwei also agreed to let him participate in the interrogation. The most important thing is that Zhang Yu took out Zhang Tiancheng's identity. If you can, just kill me. I promise, you won't get anything out of me. Seeing everyone arriving, number 8 sneered and leaned against the wall calmly, with no trace of fear on his face. Don't worry, I didn't come here just to ask questions from you. Dapeng, video. Okay. Li Dapeng took out his mobile phone from his pocket and turned on the video recording function. Although I don't know what Zhang Yu is going to do, I just want to support him unconditionally. Zhang Yu smiled grimly and took out a piece of hemp rope from his bag, first tying number 8 into the shape he liked. Luo Yichang and Rui Shui's faces turned red, not knowing what they were thinking. Immediately afterwards, Zhang Yu opened number 8's mouth and stuffed Li Dapeng's smelly socks in. Number 8 retched, and although he rolled his eyes in disgust, his expression was full of unyielding. The interrogation has just begun. After saying this, he took out a 20-centimeter long nail from his bag and drove it towards number 8's neck. Although there was some fear in number 8's eyes, he was more relieved. Is this going to kill you? After all, you're ready to die on your first day as a killer, right? Bang! Zhang Yu held a sledgehammer he found from nowhere and directly pierced number 8's neck and nailed it to the wall. Phew! A few drops of blood spattered out, number 8's eyes widened, and he died. But how could Zhang Yu let her die so comfortably? After all, he has served himself many times. Serious service, the kind that relaxes the muscles and activates blood circulation, sir, please don't get it wrong. So, under the shocked gazes of Luo Yichang and Rui Shui, Zhang Yu took out a white towel, poured some water on the towel, and covered number 8's face. Read the file. Zhang Yu shouted coldly, and number 8's physical condition recovered instantly. But don't forget, there is still an iron nail stuck in the neck. Phew. Cough. Number 8 felt like he was choking on his saliva, and then there was severe pain in his neck again, and his consciousness disappeared again. Don't worry, I won't let you die like this. Read the file. Quote. Finally, after allowing number 8 to experience death 7 or 49 times, Zhang Yu took off the iron nail from her neck. Read the file. Phew. Number 8 opened his eyes, breathing heavily, his eyes full of fear. Trembling all over. This person must be the reincarnation of the King of Hell. Whose decent person would kill 49 times without saying anything during interrogation? Devil. Brute. Living King of Hell. At this moment, number 8 really wanted to say, family members, who knows, this living King of Hell has killed me 49 times. She was scared, really scared this time. Although she is not afraid of death, the moment she truly experiences death still makes her uncontrollably afraid. What's more, I experienced it 49 times in a row. Even Rui Shui was so frightened by this scene that she shivered, and she was momentarily glad that Zhang Yu only took a few photos of her instead of using this method. It's so scary. Tell me, what's your name? How old are you? Number 8 opened his mouth, but no sound came out when he wanted to speak. He seemed to be really frightened. Don't say yes. Then let's continue. Zhang Yu showed his big white teeth, took a basin of water, put it in front of number 8, and then pressed her head down. Gouda. About 10 minutes later, looking at number 8 who had stopped struggling, Zhang Yu flicked her over to recover, then pressed her in again. Gouda. Luo Yishang. Rui Shui. Do you think there is a possibility that it's not that she doesn't want to speak, but that she was so frightened by you that she couldn't speak for a while? After repeating the cycle about 10 times, Zhang Yu picked it up from the basin on the 8th. The moment number 8 got up, he shook his head wildly, his eyes full of fear, and his little face was covered with snot and tears. Of course, the most abundant thing is the water in the basin. Ahem, I said. It seems that because he drank a little water, number 8 finally made a sound after opening his mouth. My name is Bushwani. I am 26 years old. I am a killer trained by the Bushwan family. I'm not asking about age. Bu Shwani. 36D. Fart, stop talking nonsense. Before Zhang Yu could speak, Luo Yichang couldn't sit still. She obviously looks similar to me, but why is she 36D when she is only 34D? Bu Xuanyi, 35.83D, that's it. Snort. Luo Yichang snorted coldly, he's still older than me. It's okay, I'm only 18, I'll still grow. Luo Yichang comforted herself in her heart. The order to assassinate you was issued by the leader of the Bushuan family. According to him, it was the top brass of the island country. Stop. Before Bu Xuanyi finished speaking, he was interrupted by Zhang Yu. These are not important. It doesn't matter who asked you to assassinate me. The important thing is, this is done by the island country, isn't it? Bu Xuanyi was confused. Island country, assassinate the Chinese time system. Collude with the beast species. Desire to rebel against mankind. The purpose of this approach is to dominate the world with the help of beast species. You Bushuanyi, with kind thoughts in your heart, traveled thousands of miles to come to China for the sake of mankind, and told me this important news. You, even if you risk betraying the country, will stand on the side of mankind. Dedicate yourself to eradicating the beast species. Boom. Zhang Yu's words shocked Bu Xuanyi. If we really follow what he said, then the island country will become the best among all. However, your own life safety will also be guaranteed. In the future, everyone's attention will also fall on him, and Zhang Yu will not assassinate him so quickly. Bushuanyi hesitated for a moment. Should he betray the country in exchange for a chance of survival, or should he endure the torture of Zhang Yu, the living king of hell, day and night? I promise you, but you have to promise not to torture me. Bu Xuanyi gritted his teeth and made this decision. Even if he didn't accept it, Zhang Yu would use all means to make him accept it. Rather than being forced to accept it after being cruelly tortured by Zhang Yu, it is better to accept it directly now. She didn't think that Zhang Yu only had these methods, and he was from the time system. As long as he wanted to, he would not die and would have to endure endless torture. She's scared. Zhang Yu nodded and asked Li Dapeng to bring his phone over to record her video. He also thoughtfully changed her clothes and loosened her ties. Hello everyone, I am Bu Xuanyi, the killer of the Bu Chuan family. Now, I am in China, and my personal safety is guaranteed. I want to tell a secret about the island country. A secret concerning the safety of mankind. Quote. After the video recording ended, Zhang Yu nodded with satisfaction and gave her an appreciative smile. It's just that this smile seems a bit creepy to her. Although this kind of video will not cause much damage to the island country, at least it can push them to the forefront and facilitate their next plan. If you dare to reach out to me, don't even ask for your arm. With a chill in his eyes, Zhang Yu led Li Dapeng and the others to the next interrogation room. After processing it using the same method, a video with the same content was obtained. Hello everyone, I am Bushuan Kuzi, the killer of the Bushuan family. After Bushuanyi's persuasion, I decided to tell the secret that the island country has been preparing for a long time. The secret concerning the survival of mankind. Quote. After Zhang Yu recorded all the videos, he handed them over to Junlongwei's editor who was responsible for editing videos. It is said that this master once cut out such hot works as Shang Yunduan. After doing all this, Zhang Yu did not immediately post the video online. This needs to wait for the right time. It was still early at this time, so Zhang Yu took Li Dapeng to a familiar fried chicken restaurant, preparing to get another piece of fried chicken from him. Zhang Yu, I told you I have no money, why don't you believe me? Inside the fried chicken shop, Li Dapeng and Zhang Yu looked at each other, glaring at each other. Then where did your money go? Didn't I get deceived by you a long time ago? Fart, I've only tricked you a few times. How could I trick you all? Li Dapeng turned out the two pockets and spread his hands. I have an expression like I just don't have money, what can you do to me? But Zhang Yu didn't believe him at all, so he stood up and rummaged through his pockets. Rui Shui covered her face, never feeling so embarrassed. On the other hand, Luo Yichang didn't seem surprised. Even the waiter in the fried chicken restaurant watched silently when he saw this scene. Obviously, she is used to it. The two of them always looked like this every time they came. It would be a good thing if they didn't take out a pile of steel for her. Although Ruishui felt that the dramatic quarrel between the two was a bit embarrassing, it more changed the way Zhang Yu looked in her heart. It turns out that the living king of hell also has a red-faced side that gets quarrelsome with others. You can search me, but I won't search you either. If you don't believe me, unless you show me your WeChat wallet. Li Dapeng, you have gone too far. Do you know that you are invading my privacy? Zhang Yu didn't listen at all. He immediately stopped Li Dapeng and then snatched the phone from his hand. Enter password. Oh. Password input error. Li Dapeng changed his password. Tried a few more times. The password you entered is wrong, please try again after 24 hours. Zhang Yu. After the time stop, Li Dapeng took the phone back from Zhang Yu's hand and saw the unlock in 24 hours on the screen. Ah, a prairie dog call echoed throughout the fried chicken restaurant. Fortunately, there were not many people at this time, otherwise someone would definitely come over and scold them. Ah, Zhang Yu, you are a dog. How can I fall asleep without looking at my phone? Can't sleep at all. A night without a movie is as lonely as snow. Zhang Yu, who felt he was wronged, silently ran to the front desk to pay the bill, and then let everyone out of the store. What a coincidence. Hello little brother, I think your red face looks cute, so, can I add you on WeChat? Not long after the four of them walked out of the fried chicken restaurant, a young lady passing by asked for their contact information. Zhang Yu glanced at the girl in front of him. Well, she's not tall, not pretty, and she doesn't have a figure. The main reason is that this girl looks a bit like a boy. Sorry, I never add girls on WeChat. Zhang Yu waved his hand and rejected the girl in front of him. Oh, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about this little brother. The young lady took out her mobile phone, opened the QR code, and walked up to Li Dapeng. Zhang Yu was confused, but similarly, Li Dapeng also looked confused. Want me to WeChat? I never thought that I, Li Dapeng, would be asked by a girl to send me WeChat messages one day. Sky, so happy. Seeing a girl asking him for her contact information, Li Dapeng wiped away the displeasure on his face, took out his phone and unlocked it. Unlock. Please try again in 23 hours and 58 minutes. Sao. Li Dapeng cursed secretly and almost smashed his phone in anger. That thief Zhang Yu has done me a lot of harm again. Although Zhang Yu was scolded in his heart, he still showed a flattering smile on the surface. Dad Yu, can you add it for me first? My phone can't be unlocked at the moment. Zhang Yu. Go, don't be so stupid, I can't help you add it. Zhang Yu added the girl's contact information and then pushed Li Dapeng's WeChat message to her. For a moment, Li Dapeng thought his sweet love was coming. But where no one saw it, the girl smiled at them as if her plan had succeeded. Guess who sent this girl? There will be a prize for guessing correctly. After adding the girl's WeChat message, the four of them went back to their respective homes to find their respective mothers. Welcome to the third day of the Luo City Gaowu competition. My name is Zhou Qing. I'm Hina. Bala. Zhou Qing and Hina sat on the commentary table, professional smiles on their faces again. If not for anything else, it's just because it's not Zhang Yu's turn to play today. Unable to bear his loneliness, Li Dapeng came to Zhang Yi, picked him up and ran towards the woods without saying a word. Today, he, Li Dapeng, said that he must practice the new method he learned from Zhang Yu. Brother Dapeng, I don't know where I offended you, please let me down, please. Zhang Yi, who was being carried on Li Dapeng's shoulders, was so frightened that he cried. God knows what this egg-breaking maniac is going to do to him. The most important thing is that Zhang Yu didn't follow. If you damage yourself, you will lose your lifelong happiness. Brother Dapeng, please, I will never dare to mess with you again, please let me go. Zhang Yi never thought about fighting back, which shows how big the shadow is in his heart. Oh, stop arguing, I won't hit you, don't worry. I really won't hit you. I promise, if I hit you I won't do it again. Hearing what Li Dapeng said, Zhang Yi was half relieved. As long as you don't hit yourself there, that's fine. When the two arrived at the grove, Li Dapeng put Zhang Yi under the big tree, and then took out a pen from his pocket. A few words were written on Zhang Yi's face. Li Dapeng is so awesome. Then he took out his phone and turned on the camera. After doing all this, Li Dapeng always felt a little weird, but he didn't think much about it. Zhang Yi, brother Dapeng, you won't. Li Dapeng, what else are you going to say? No, brother Dapeng. Hey, forget it, please have mercy. Li Dapeng. After thinking for a long time, Li Dapeng finally thought of something strange. Zhang Yi is a man. Tisk, bad luck. Li Dapeng cursed secretly, and then left with a disappointed look on his face. Forget it, let's go back and chat with Xiao Xuanxuan. After all, the two of them have just become friends. Now is the time for the relationship between the two to heat up. Don't waste it on this kind of thing. Thinking of Xiao Xuanxuan, Li Dapeng smiled and took out his mobile phone. The password is wrong, please try again in 2 hours. Li Dapeng, the thief Zhang Yu has done me a lot of harm again. Xiao Xuanxuan was the girl who asked Li Dapeng for her contact information at the door of the fried chicken restaurant yesterday afternoon. After the two chatted all night, their relationship has gradually warmed up. Since the mobile phone was temporarily unavailable, Li Dapeng simply snatched his father's mobile phone away. Although I received a beating, I was still very happy to chat with Xiao Xuanxuan. The only thing that annoyed Li Dapeng was that his father stole his cell phone back when he was asleep in the middle of the night. 2 hours later, hey. Li Dapeng stared at the phone and laughed obscenely. Zhang Yu, who was gossiping, poked his head next to him with curiosity on his face. Zhang Yu, da omega da. But after seeing the content of their chat, they were speechless. Xuanxuan, guess what I had for lunch today? Li Dapeng, look at the legs. Xuanxuan, Zhang Yu, Dapeng, this is not how you talk to girls. Wouldn't this lower people's impression of you? Zhang Yu suddenly made a sound, which frightened Li Dapeng and quickly turned off the screen of his phone. Zhang Yu, I knew it, I knew you wanted to learn my flirting skills. Just give up on that. You can't learn Li Dapeng's unique skills in flirting with girls. Li Dapeng blushed and put his cell phone in his pocket. He looked as if his parents had discovered the chat history with his girl while driving. Oh, I wanted to get along with you as an ordinary person, but what I got in exchange was alienation. Stop pretending, I am an emotional master and I will show my cards. Zhang Yu had a mysterious expression, adjusted the non-existent glasses on the bridge of his nose, and then put his left hand on Luo Yichang's shoulder. Xiao Shanger, do you think so? Luo Yishang. Probably, right. Li Dapeng, God is actually by my side. Brother Yu, please accept my respect. My happiness in the rest of my life depends entirely on you. With that said, Li Dapeng gave Zhang Yu a 90-degree bow, almost kneeling down to worship him. Small problems. Just leave it to me. Zhang Yu patted his chest and took the phone from Li Dapeng. Xuanxuan, oops, I really can't do anything to you, so I'll leave it to you. Xuanxuan sent a picture. Zhang Yu took Li Dapeng's cell phone and replied, 6. Xuanxuan. Zhang Yu replied, 66. Li Dapeng. No, I don't study well, don't lie to me. Replying to 6 can attract girls. Then you see that I have a girl who wants to WeChat, and you are jealous of me. Zhang Yu put his hands on his hips and looked at Li Dapeng calmly. Don't panic, let me ask you, what does turning 66 over mean? 99. Yes, 99. What does this mean? It means you want to be with her forever. Got it. Li Dapeng scratched his head. Is there such a thing? Something feels wrong. But Zhang Yu didn't look like he was lying, so it was better to believe him for once. Luo Yichang was silent for a moment, then took out her phone and looked at the row of 6 sent to her by Zhang Yu. Luo Yisheng. Zhang Yu, look, this joke is so funny. Luo Yichang sent a video. Zhang Yu, 666,666. ... Could it be that Zhang Yu meant that he wanted to be at odds with him? Luo Yichang was puzzled, and then her thoughts flew. At this time, in a 2-bedroom residential building. Boom, Xu Ling was so angry that she threw her phone out of the window. Who is this? Can you chat? None of the straight men are as straight as you. Xu Zan. Cell phone. My cell phone. Xu Zan ran to the window and looked at the mobile phone falling freely in the air, her eyes full of regret. This is the 28th floor. If you drop your phone, you won't be able to touch it. Fortunately, They live in an old community. There are almost no people staying downstairs in the community, otherwise it would be bad if they hit someone. Girl, I just asked you to reply to my messages while I was taking a shower. Why did you throw my phone away? Shuzan turned around and glared at Shu Ling fiercely. Do you still want to take revenge? If you want to take revenge, just listen to me. By the way, what did he tell you to make you so angry? Shu Ling's eyes dodged. Nothing, he just said to look at his legs. Shuzan, then you showed it to him. Shuzan was a little surprised. She didn't expect that her sister could be so selfless for revenge. How can I show him mine? Shu Ling pursed her lips, a little embarrassed. I showed him yours. Shuzan, depend on. If you don't want to send your own, just use mine. You are really my biological sister. Shuzan became so angry that she directly picked up Shu Ling's mobile phone on the table and threw it to the ground. The phone suddenly fell apart and made a loud bang. Shu Ling, seeing that his phone was thrown, Shu Ling became a little anxious. He picked up the pillow on the sofa and threw it at Shuzan. But how could she be the opponent of Shuzan, a freshman at Tito University? Within a few seconds, Shuzan was pinned down on the sofa. Girl, you are so brave, aren't you? How dare you fight against your sister? Superpower banned. Six senses banned. Shu Ling, who was unable to move, directly used his superpower. Two black threads shot out, but Shuzan slapped them away. HMPH, you don't even have a brass level, but you still want to control me. I will make your memory long today. Camouflage. I saw Shuzan give a sweet shout, and her whole body turned into Zhang Yu's appearance, even her clothes and voice were like this. That's right, it was the S-level disguise ability that Shuzan awakened. Even when she met Zhang Yu and the others that day, she was someone else in disguise. And what is Shuzan's true appearance? Although she is not very beautiful, she is definitely not ugly. She looks somewhat similar to Shu Ling, but in terms of figure, Shu Ling is far behind her sister. Seeing Zhang Yu's appearance, Shu Ling subconsciously held her head in her hands and trembled all over. If he hadn't been pinned down on the sofa and unable to move, his legs would have been weak and he would have fallen to his knees. It can be seen how big the shadow is in my heart. Shuzan's heart softened when she saw her sister like this. She immediately let go of her hand and patted her back gently. Then he removed his superpower, returned to his previous appearance, and comforted softly, okay, it's my sister who is at fault. I will avenge you right away, okay. Shu Ling threw herself into her sister's arms aggrievedly, her tone a bit cute. Well, he and Zhang Yu looked completely different when they took photos. Zhang Yu, I shouldn't believe you. Li Dapeng's heart-rending screams echoed in the audience. Xiao Xuanxuan returned my reply before. Now she won't reply at all. Zhang Yu sneered and quickly handed the phone back to Li Dapeng. Strange, this shouldn't be the case. We obviously talked like this with Xiao Shenger, so why can't we do it now? Zhang Yu was puzzled, but that's not important. What's important is that Zhang Han is on vacation. And he also prepared a gift for Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu couldn't sit still after receiving the news. He quickly asked for a leave of absence from Li Mingyi and left without caring whether he agreed or not. Sister, you're back. Zhang Yu opened the door and immediately saw Zhang Han who was feeding Xiao Xiao. Zhang Han nodded, stood up and took out a wooden box for weapons from his suitcase. Nah, a gift for you. With a smile in his eyes, Zhang Han handed the wooden box to Zhang Yu. Open it quickly and see if you like it. I like everything my sister gives me. Zhang Yu grinned, showing some big white teeth. Smelly brother, who did you learn this from? You have such a sweet mouth. Zhang Han laughed and cursed, stretched out his hand to rub Zhang Yu's head. Open it quickly and see if it suits you. Zhang Yu didn't say anything else this time. He held the wooden box in both hands and put it on the table, then pulled off the bow on the wooden box. It looks like this bow was tied by my sister. What a dexterous hand. Zhang Yu felt warm in his heart and opened the wooden box. Inside was a milky white long sword. Is this made from the heart stone last time? Zhang Yu asked. It must take a lot of materials to build such a sword. Then what weapon do you use, sister? The stinky brother has grown up and knows how to care about his sister. Zhang Han felt relieved when he heard this, Don't worry, you can gather your own weapons after reaching gold, so weapons don't mean much to my sister. It would be a burden to hold it. Hearing what Zhang Han said, Zhang Yu put the weapon away with peace of mind. By the way, brother, this sword doesn't have a name yet. Come and give it one. Want a name? Zhang Yu pondered for a moment, looking at the sword in his hand in a daze. After a while, since it's a gift from my sister, then call it Yuhan. Yuhan, what a good name. Zhang Han smiled at the corners of his eyes and felt a surge of heat in his heart. He raised his hand to help his brother tidy up his somewhat messy hair, and with his red lips and soft teeth, he made a soft and waxy voice. When my brother is happy, I am happy. Zhang Yu nodded without answering, put the Yuhan sword back into the wooden box, and placed it under the bed in his bedroom like a treasure. Brother. Zhang Han was confused and didn't understand why Zhang Yu put away the sword. Don't worry, sister, I can also condense my own weapons. The purpose of this sword is not to fight and kill, but to take good care of it. As he spoke, Zhang Yu raised his right hand, and a strong awakening factor condensed into the sword of time and held it in his hand. Zhang Han pursed his lips and thought for a moment, then finally allowed Zhang Yu to keep the sword. After all, after being able to condense one's own weapons, using external objects would be a waste of time. Oh, right, there are also gifts for Xiao Shenger and Li Dapeng. You can give them to them together tomorrow. Xiao Ruishui's sister also prepared one. After speaking, Zhang Han took out 2 milky white necklaces and a long milky white stick from the suitcase. The milky white necklace is for Luo Yisheng and Ruishui, and the milky white long stick is for Li Dapeng. When Zhang Yu saw the long stick, he immediately felt that his sword was no longer fragrant. This was no ordinary long stick, it was a milky white long stick. Regardless of quality, feel, or hardness, it is the best among long sticks. Let me ask you, which boy can refuse such a long stick? Although I wanted it in my heart, I already had the Yuhan sword. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Zhang Yu comforted himself in his heart. But I still want it. How about not giving it to Li Dapeng? Or break a stick from the big tree outside the community and give it to him. Zhang Yu shook his head and got rid of these unfriendly thoughts in his mind. He found a few boxes from the bedroom and packed them respectively. Then he took the boxes and prepared to go to the competition venue to give them things. Save yourself the trouble of worrying about it. Let's deliver it tomorrow. It's raining outside. Don't let yourself catch a cold. Stupid brother. Zhang Han said to stop Zhang Yu. It's raining. Zhang Yu walked into his bedroom, opened the window, and stretched out his hand. Tick-tock. Outside the window, 2 or 3 raindrops fell on his hands. It's okay, I just need an umbrella. Zhang Yu shook off the raindrops on his hand and took out an umbrella from his father's house. Bring an extra one, so you don't have enough when the time comes. With that said, Zhang Han took out a small blue umbrella from his suitcase and handed it to Zhang Yu. Okay, Zhang Yu agreed, then put Zhang Han's umbrella in the box and went out with his father's umbrella. Of course, this is definitely not because he is reluctant to use Zhang Han's umbrella, but the umbrella Zhang Han gave him is a small retractable umbrella, which can be easily put into the box after retracting. But my father's umbrella is a relatively large one, so it would be inconvenient to install it. After going out, Zhang Yu took a taxi and drove towards the competition venue. Although it was raining lightly in the sky, the game did not end just because of the rain. Luo Yuming shouted lowly, and the awakening factors around him condensed into a waterfall, covering up the heavy rain. This scene is very spectacular. Everyone looked up and saw a waterfall rising in the sky above their heads. The falling rain was integrated into the waterfall, flowing slowly over and over again, but without falling. Even the viewers watching the live game were so shocked by Luo Yuming's move that they didn't know what to say. I thought about countless beautiful words in my mind, but when I finally finished them, I spit out the sentence. I really agreed with that sentence, but I am uneducated, so I can travel all over the world with just one sentence. The roar of a car passed by, and Zhang Yu walked quickly to the audience holding an umbrella. Zhang Yu, why are you back again? Seeing Zhang Yu coming back with an umbrella, Li Dapeng was a little confused. Humph, who will give you gifts if I don't come back? Gift. Zhang Yu smiled mysteriously and distributed the boxes in his hands to everyone one by one. My sister gave you all good things. I'll open them when I get home. Before Zhang Yu finished speaking, Li Dapeng, who was quick with his hands, had already opened the box. Li Dapeng's face was filled with shock. He took out a long stick from the box and waved it in his hand several times, making bursts of wind. Thank you, Sister Zhang Han, for me. Zhang Yu. Just your quick hands, right? However, Luo Yichang and Ruishui did not open it immediately after hearing Zhang Yu's words. Although Luo Yichang was curious, Zhang Yu said it was a good thing and asked her to open it when she went home. As for Ruishui, she couldn't believe that Zhang Han would prepare a gift for her, so she didn't open it immediately. But after seeing the real treasure in the box, my heart felt warm. Actually, except for Zhang Yu, everyone else is pretty good. Oh, yes, and Li Dapeng, he is nothing compared to Zhang Yu. By the time today's high-level martial arts competition ended, the rain in the sky not only had not weakened, but was even stronger than before. Zhang Yu and the others said goodbye to Ruishui and walked home. At this time, Ruishui came to the outside of the competition venue, watching the rain getting heavier in the sky, and was about to take out her mobile phone and take a taxi. But I found that due to the weather, I couldn't get a taxi at all. Ruishui felt a little unhappy, held the box in her arms and ran towards home. After all, this was the first gift she received after joining Zhang Yu's team. It's quite precious to her. After all, there are all good things inside, and I don't want to let the rain get wet. When Zhang Yu returned home, he found Zhang Tiancheng and Zhao Yan half reclining on the sofa with gloomy faces. The atmosphere was a bit dull. Zhang Han stood aside and didn't know why. After the four of them looked at each other for a while, Zhang Tiancheng couldn't help but speak. You brat, how are you going to solve this island country issue? I heard from Zhenlongwei that you are going to give them a big one this time. How? What's your plan? Zhang Yu picked up an apple from the table, rubbed it casually on his body twice, then picked it up and put it in his mouth. Huh, why don't you eat it before your stinky brother has been washed? Zhang Han complained and gave Zhang Yu a roll of his eyes. I'm not afraid of spoiling my stomach. Zhang Yu put down the apple with a sneer. Dad, come with me. If they don't lose 3 or 5 masters this time, I, Zhang Yu, will write my name upside down. Zhang Tiancheng, you, please be more serious. This Grand Master is just a cabbage. You can destroy him if you want. Why not? I'll call your Uncle Li and Uncle Luo, plus your mother and the 4 of us, and go directly and kill all their senior officials. Save the trouble. Zhang Yu, I thought I was already cruel, but I didn't expect that my father was the originator of the living king of hell. But, it's not impossible. That's okay, but in this case, wouldn't you take away all the opportunities to show yourself as a saint in front of others? Then I'm going to be assassinated for nothing. No, this time I'll do it my way. Just give me a guarantee. As soon as these words came out, Zhang Tiancheng was shocked and his head was buzzing. Guarantee? Is our one-pocketed master going to give you a guarantee? Do you think too highly of yourself? Zhang Tiancheng smiled disdainfully and didn't take Zhang Yu's words to heart at all. You don't believe it? How about we make a bet? If my plan succeeds, you can't beat me with the 7 wolves in the future. Zhang Yu suddenly became unhappy when he saw Zhang Tiancheng's disdainful smile. Who was he looking down on? I am already a wealthy person. How can I not easily destroy a small island country? No problem, but if your plan fails, I will attack them directly. As a bet, you must give me your 7 wolves that hurt people. After speaking, Zhang Tiancheng stretched out his fist towards Zhang Yu. No problem. Zhang Yu smiled confidently and fist bumped with Zhang Tiancheng. The two made a gentleman's agreement. Island country. Co-author I have to be wasted no matter what, right? Zhang Tiancheng secretly laughed in his heart. He didn't think that Zhang Yu's own ability could cause the island nation to suffer. When the time comes, he sees that the situation is wrong and takes action directly, and the 7 wolves will be his. But, how dare the island country take action against its own son? I am really impatient to live. A chill flashed in Zhang Tiancheng's eyes. This time, they must pay the price with blood. At this time, Ruishui felt that her whole body was getting wet. It was like taking a cold shower. She had no choice but to use her powers to keep herself warm. About half an hour passed. Ruishui, who was soaked in the rain, finally ran home panting. Although Ruishui was soaked by the rain, she was still in a good mood. After all, I received the first gift after joining the team. Moreover, she cherished this gift very much. Ruishui took a hot shower, then put on clean clothes and took the box to the table in the bedroom. Then I opened the box with excitement. Then, Ruishui was furious. I saw a small blue retractable umbrella placed in the box. Umbrella. I ran on horseback in the rain for half an hour. Even though I was drenched to death, not a drop of rain fell on the box. Turns out there was an umbrella in the box. What a bully. Ruishui's eyes turned red, and she cried because of Zhang Yu's actions. At this time, Zhang Yu, the person involved, was still wondering where he'd put his umbrella. Why can't I find it anywhere? Boom. The furious Ruishui pushed the box to the ground. She seemed to be still upset, and took out a piece of paper, wrote Zhang Yu's name on it, and tore it up. It seems that this makes me feel more comfortable. Ah, is it fun to bully me like this? After crying for a while, Ruishui wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and stood up to pick up the box and throw it into the trash can. When she picked up the box, she discovered that there was a string of milky white necklaces inside. Ruishui sniffed, bent down, picked up the necklace and held it in her hand. Looking at the milky white necklace in his hand, he was stunned. It turns out that Zhang Yu wasn't lying to himself. It turns out I really have my own gift. It turns out that they really regard themselves as teammates. I don't know how long she held the necklace and looked at it, but a smile appeared in the corners of Ruishui's eyes. Then he walked to the mirror and put the necklace on his neck very solemnly in front of the mirror. Tears turned into laughter. Smelly brother, what are you hiding from me? Zhang Han pouted, his expression a little aggrieved. Her brother was injured and didn't tell her sister. If she hadn't heard her mother mention it, she would still have been kept in the dark. A little aggrieved. Sister. Seeing that Zhang Han was really angry this time, Zhang Yu quickly used his usual trick, act coquettishly and act cute. Of course, this move is only effective against Zhang Han. If it were Zhang Tiancheng, he would have to slap him. This is going to happen, right? Snort. Zhang Han snorted, as if he didn't intend to forgive Zhang Yu so easily. What the hell happened? But Zhang Han's tone softened a lot. Zhang Yu walked up to Zhang Han and held the corners of her clothes with both hands. Sister, please listen to me and explain to you. I didn't hide it from you on purpose. After the ins and outs were explained clearly, Zhang Han's face instantly turned cold. Island country, you want to die, don't you? Zhang Yu, I knew it. Don't worry, sister, Dad is here again this time. But, no buts, let the men handle your matters. Sister, you don't want others to say that I can only rely on my sister. Chapter 81. Zhang Yu used his special skill again, acting like a baby. Only then did Zhang Han calm down. Brother, you and Dad will go there this time and make them remember it hard. Zhang Han's eyes flashed with anger. If Zhang Tiancheng hadn't prepared to take action this time, she would have gone to the island country no matter what. Seeing that Zhang Han had calmed down a little, Zhang Yu quickly changed the subject. By the way, sister, didn't you give me a blue umbrella? I can't find that umbrella. Have you met? You lost your umbrella. It's okay. Just throw it away. My sister will prepare a new one for you later. Seeing that the topic was successfully changed, Zhang Yu secretly breathed a sigh of relief. When I left, I forgot to tell Ruishui that there was an umbrella in the box. I don't know if she would be stupid enough to wait until she got home to open it. Ruishui is a smart person, and since she hates herself so much, she must have opened the box as soon as she separated from them. At this time, Zhang Yu had no idea that Ruishui, that stupid girl, had been soaked in the heavy rain without opening the box. Call her smart, she is indeed smart, call her stupid, and cute in a stupid way. Early the next morning, a rainbow appeared in the blue sky. The 7 colors were intertwined and complemented each other, like a bridge, lying majestically in the sky. The rain stopped. Zhang Yu finished washing up, dressed up, and came to the competition venue with Luo Yisheng and Li Dapeng. It's their team's turn to play in today's game. If there are no accidents in today's competition, I will be able to take the first place and receive the award tomorrow. Today is the last day of the team competition. It is also the long-awaited final. Which team can win the championship and represent Los Angeles in the martial arts competition? Let us wait and see. Now, let's go into commercial time. After saying this, Zhou Qing still kept a smile on her face, but the audience watching the game in front of the screen couldn't sit still. Barrage, barrage, groove. Isn't the Los Angeles Games organized by the state? Why are there still ads? Barrage, bad review. A negative review is necessary. On the referee's table, several other negotiators stared at Luo Yuming with dead eyes. Grandmaster Luo, what is going on? Why is there still a competition? Luo Yuming's face turned red when he heard this, and he put his hand to his mouth and coughed twice. Ahem, isn't this the most cash-strapped thing? An advertiser just happened to come to me, so I easily agreed. Other referees, you are so good. Do you dare to accept advertisements for this kind of competition? However, thinking of Grandmaster Luo Yuming's identity, everyone still swallowed what they wanted to say. Can the Grandmaster do whatever he wants? Sorry, the Grandmaster really can do whatever he wants. Luo Yuming had a somewhat awkward and polite smile on his face. After all, his daughter is about to go to college. As a father, he just wants to make hundreds of millions of dollars to send his daughter to college. No problem, right? Everyone, welcome back. Here we invite the team led by Zhang Yu to play against the Qilin team. Wow, is it finally the turn of Smiling King of Hell and Brother Telegraph to appear? Seeing that Zhang Yu was on the stage, the barrage exploded instantly. You know, the scene of Zhang Yu killing Lu Lan in 2 seconds has not yet dissipated from everyone's hearts. Barrage. How many seconds do you think Smiling King of Hell can kill that Qilin team this time? Barrage. Haha, look at your dog-licking behavior. Even if the Smiling King of Hell is strong, he is still human. Everyone has weaknesses. I guess 1.83 seconds. Barrage. Sorry, the sword is not locked. Please be careful what you say in the next life. Fight with Zhang Yu. Zhang Yi's head was buzzing after hearing the news. What an international joke. Is that something I can beat? Don't you know how many times he beat me? Let's go, brother Zhang, go fight them. If you lose, you'll lose. What's the big deal? We can't admit defeat before we fight. That is, even if we are not their opponent, we still have to show the temperament of our Qilin team. Hearing this, Zhang Yi shook his head like a drum. If you don't go, he will break me. Brother Zhang, this is your fault. As the captain, you can't back down. Let's go. With that said, his teammates prepared to drag Zhang Yi to the competition stage. I'm not going. I can't beat him. Zhang Yi hugged the chair tightly and refused to let go no matter how hard his teammates pulled him. You won't know until you fight. Afterwards, 4 teammates directly lifted the struggling Zhang Yi to the competition stage. Hey, isn't this Zhang Yi? Jia. On the stage, Li Dapeng laughed evilly and took 2 steps towards Zhang Yi's position. He was so frightened that his legs weakened and he rushed off the stage while crawling. Look at how coward you are, don't betray your teammates. Come back here. Before Zhang Yi could take 2 steps forward, 2 teammates directly picked up one of his legs and carried him to the center of the competition stage. Zhang Yi, Sao, a group of coin-throwing teammates. I don't want to get beaten when I'm riding a horse. Zhang Yi cursed secretly in his heart, quickly used his superpower to break away from his teammates, and rushed off the stage again. You've come, why are you leaving? Time and space distortion. Lao Lu Zhang Yu directly slowed down the flow of time around Zhang Yi, thereby increasing the flow of time around him. From the perspective of the spectators in the competition stage, Zhang Yi seemed to have been pressed on the slowdown button, unable to lift his feet for several seconds. Zhang Yu, on the other hand, turned into a flash of light and rushed to the 4 teammates of the Qilin team. He threw them out for a few seconds, then picked up their neck collars and threw them in front of Li Dapeng. Jihieji. Li Dapeng smiled obscenely and took out the long stick given to him by Zhang Han from behind. Brother Yu, save a file for them. After Zhang Yu saved the files for the 4 teammates of the Qilin team, Li Dapeng raised his long stick high and aimed it at a certain part of one of them. Boom. Ouch. The hand rises, the stick falls, and the egg breaks. The action is completed in one go. The man who was hit screamed, covered his hands tightly, and painful snot and tears spurted out. Sao Nima, I'm gone. I'll ride on my horse and kill you. Looking at the bloody thing under his crotch, he knew that he could only be sisters with his girlfriend from now on. Jehieji, just scream, the louder you scream, the more I like it. Everyone in the audience. Cruel, very greedy, so greedy. The audience in the audience covered their faces when they saw such a cruel scene. Even some brave boys tightened their legs. But those watching the live broadcast are different. What they see is just a mosaic. Although what they saw was just a mosaic, it did not affect their imagination. Although what they saw was just a mosaic, it did not affect their imagination. Barrage. Broken. Broken. Is this broken? Barrage. I thought he was just a little more sinister in his tricks, but I didn't expect that this was his hobby. Barrage. Isn't this nonsense? What should his girlfriend do? How about I come? Quote. Barrage. Actually, it's not impossible for me to come. Just don't call me Brother Telegraph, call me Broken Egg Maniac. The smiling king of hell and the egg-breaking mania. Okay, agree. +1. The one who was most impressed was Zhang Yi. After all, he was very familiar with beating chickens and eggs. Idiot, I told you to surrender but you didn't listen and you had to drag me to the stage. Now it's okay, be happy. And, you thought it was gone. Zhang Yi sneered, if you don't listen to me, your balls will be gone. Besides, where is this? The more cruel things are yet to come. Why, you look like you understand it very well. Zhang Yu asked from the side. Zhang Yi, understand, I understand so well, I understand better than anyone else. Hey, you still want to kill me? Then I won't be polite. Jia, Zhang Yu. Li Dapeng smiled sinisterly, and after Zhang Yu finished reading, he raised his long stick high. Bang. Ah, I was wrong, I won't fight. Read the file. Boom. Ah. Boom. Why didn't you scream anymore? Li Dapeng was confused. Oh, don't ask. If you ask, you'll be insensitive. Li Dapeng. This is boring. Li Dapeng shook off the blood on his long stick and walked to the next person with a grin. Boom. Silly, I am a woman riding a horse. No. Li Dapeng. That's not okay, I have to treat everyone equally. Then, in order to prevent the readers from criticizing my hydrology, I have omitted 1,000,000 words here. As the last teammate of the Kirin team became numb, Li Dapeng put away his long stick, hummed a tune, and walked up to Zhang Yi with a happy face. Peng, brother Peng, you beat them. But you can't beat me. Zhang Yi was so frightened that his voice trembled, his legs went weak, and he knelt on the ground with a thud. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead, but his smile was flattering. He quickly hugged Li Dapeng's legs and begged for mercy. Okay, stop crying, I won't beat you, that's it. Get down quickly. Hearing this, Zhang Yi felt as if he had been granted amnesty and ran towards the competition stage rolling and crawling. The barrage at this time was unreadable. They all shouted the name of the Broken Egg Maniac, and even Zhang Yu's title of Smiling King of Hell was compared to him. Congratulations to the team led by Zhang Yu for winning the Los Angeles competition. Qualifying to represent Los Angeles in the National High Martial Arts competition. Congratulations. The award ceremony will be held tomorrow. After saying this, Zhou Qing subconsciously breathed a sigh of relief. One day. I have one more day to go from get off work. Of course, the most important thing is that we can stay away from Zhang Yu in one day. She no longer has to explain this team that failed to pass the review from beginning to end. But the one who was most confused was Ruishui. I thought that when I was competing in the ring, it was as if I was abusing vegetables. This was already outrageous. I didn't expect that playing in a team competition would be even more outrageous than this. Can you believe that the entire team won the championship without even making a single move after the competition? Being lying down the whole time is. Of course, Ruishui was the only one who was confused. As for Lu Yumeng and Sun Wenbin, they were both very happy. Is this what it feels like to hold a thigh? It's simply, Thai pants are hot. Because tomorrow's award ceremony will be held in the morning, Zhang Yu and the others bought tickets to the island country tomorrow afternoon. As for visas and passports, Zhang Tiancheng prepared them for the four of them on the same day. Zhang Yu did not ask Zhang Han to go with him. After all, they were going to have friendly exchanges with the island countries' universities as high school seniors, and Zhang Han was now a college student. But what is more interesting is that Zhang Tiancheng, Luo Yuming, Li Yikong, and Zhao Yan all accompanied the students as parents. Our children go to an island country for academic exchanges. As parents are worried about their children's safety, so they accompany them all the way. No problem, right? This reason was completely reasonable, so Zhang Tiancheng and others were not hindered at all. Of course, even blocking it is useless. At this time, the border inspector of the island country looked at the entry application form submitted by China with disdain on his face and sneered. Xinshi, students from China are so reckless. How dare you challenge college students from our big island nation? Sao, Lord Ji Tang, please agree to their entry application. I can't wait to see the Chinese students being defeated. Baga, what are you urging me to do? My computer is stuck. Xiaonao-kun, please let me use your computer. The next morning, the team that won the first place in the LA competition is. The commentator is the coin spreader team. Let us applaud them and invite them to the stage. Bang bang, Zhang Yu and others walked onto the podium with dark faces and school uniforms to the applause of the crowd. Of course, Lu Yumeng is also there, after all, she is a substitute in the team. Now, let the captain of our championship team give an acceptance speech. Feeling like winning, Zhang Yu's originally dark face turned even darker. Why didn't he know there was such a thing as an acceptance speech? Why didn't anyone tell him this? Zhang Yu subconsciously glanced at Luo Yichang and the others, but found that they all looked confused. Don't everyone know? Depend on. The principal must have done it on purpose. Zhang Yu cursed secretly. Wasn't he the one who cheated him out of hundreds of millions of dollars? He was stingy. If the principal heard this, he would have to cry out loudly. He had obviously asked Li Mingyi to tell Zhang Yu on his behalf. There was no other way. Zhang Yu could only collect his thoughts and took the microphone from Zhou Qing. Hey, hello, can you hear me? Well, thanks to the humility of all the students, I, Zhang Yu, have the honor to lead the team and stand on the stage to speak. What I want to say, students should be like us, adhere to the principle of safety first, competition second, learn from me, and be the same, care for classmates, respect teachers, and not trample on the lawn. Everyone in the audience watching the award ceremony. You have to show your face. Are any of these words from your mouth true? That's right, my little brother was beaten several times by you. You are the smiling king of hell. The egg-breaking maniacs. Zhang Yu twitched the corner of his mouth and smiled like the king of hell. Who gave this to him? But it sounds quite similar. Cough. Slander. This is pure slander. Zhang Yu blushed, pointed at the nose of the person who had just spoken in the audience, and cursed. Slander. You are completely slandering. I am a good young man. Don't slander me. Zhang Yu blushed, pointed at the nose of the person who had just spoken in the audience, and cursed. Slander. You are completely slandering. I am a good young man. Don't slander me. Luo Yisheng. Ruishui. It's over. Zhang Yu is hopeless and has already started to lie to himself. If you say this, besides you and Li Dapeng, does anyone else believe it? Ahem. Everyone be quiet. Seeing that the situation was not good, Zhou Qing quickly interrupted everyone. Zhang Yu's acceptance speech was very exciting. Although it was a bit exaggerated, the impact was not very big. Okay, the speeches are over, now let's start awarding awards. Zhou Qing quickly gave Luo Yuming a look asking for help, signaling him to quickly award the award, otherwise the situation would get out of control and a fight would probably begin. No, let's award the award now. I haven't said my acceptance speech yet. Li Dapeng looked displeased and put his hand in his pocket to hold the yellowed note tightly. He had stayed up countless nights and consulted countless information to prepare for today. But this time it ended before it was his turn to speak. It's strange that he can be happy. Ah, broken egg, ah, classmate Li Dapeng, the award ceremony of the Los Angeles competition can only be delivered by the captain alone. Zhou Qing said with a smile. Huh, is that really the case? Yes, but the champion of the national high-level martial arts competition is one that everyone in the team can speak about. Although Li Dapeng was a little reluctant, he silently stuffed the yellowed note back into his pocket. That's all, it's not too late to speak after I win the national competition. Seeing that Li Dapeng had been fooled, Luo Yuming didn't say anything. He picked up the trophy and awarded it to Zhang Yu and the others. Zhang Yu was the first to receive the trophy, hold it with everyone, and take photos. Since then, the Luo City martial arts competition has come to an end. In the afternoon, Zhang Yu and others simply packed their luggage, and then Luo Yuming drove everyone to pick up Xiao Ruishui. After everyone gathered together, they arrived at the airport and boarded a plane to the island country. Of course, Sun Wenbin and Lu Yumeng didn't shout. After the Luokang Gaowu competition, the two almost parted ways with Zhang Yu and the others. It can't be said that they parted ways. After all, with their strength, they are completely unable to rank in the national martial arts competition. Zhang Yu would not be stupid enough to take away his points from two people he had just met for less than a month. It's enough to take them to match and beat them, but forget it if they want to play ranked. Emotions are a taboo against Lu. Even if you are a pedicure girl who knows how to do it. Not only Zhang Yu thought so, but Sun Wenbin and Lu Yumeng were not arrogant enough to want to follow Zhang Yu to participate in the national competition. Let's not say whether Zhang Yu would agree. After all, he knows how much they weigh. On the plane, Luo Yuming and Li Mingyi sat together, Zhang Tiancheng and Zhao Yan next to each other. Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng were next to each other, and Luo Yichang and Rui Shui were sitting together. Both of them wore the milky white necklace made of the heartstone that Zhang Han gave them around their necks. It's just that Rui Shui seemed to be in a bad mood today, her mouth puffed out, and she looked unhappy. Girls are more attentive after all. Luo Yichang noticed Rui Shui's strangeness and gently held her hand. Are you airsick? I have medicine in my bag. I'll get it for you. Rui Shui shook her head, stopped Luo Yisheng who was taking the medicine, and pursed her lips. No, I just feel. I miss my parents a little bit. Luo Yichang was stunned when she heard this. Apparently they didn't know much about Rui Shui's family situation. Uncle and aunt are now dead, died on the southern border 14 years ago, no bones left. In recent years, if it weren't for the care of the country, my brothers and I would have been bullied to death. Rui Shui's eyes dimmed and her voice trembled. She is a smart person, but also a selfish person. If possible, she also hopes that her parents can be a little selfish, not too selfish, and just watch her grow up healthily. Luo Yichang stood up and patted her shoulder, comforting her softly. From now on, you will have us. You will not be alone, we will be your family. Rui Shui nodded and wiped her red eyes. Yes. Luo Yichang glared at Zhang Yu, who was fighting with Li Dapeng, and motioned with his eyes for him to come and comfort him. Zhang Yu touched his nose, adjusted his tone, and walked up to Rui Shui. Is it counterproductive to comfort myself? After all, he had bullied her into tears a lot. Little Rui Shui, be good and don't cry. I bullied you before, but now I'm protecting you. HMPH. Go away. Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu shrugged helplessly and turned back to give Li Dapeng a look. Li Dapeng smiled disdainfully and gave Zhang Yu a middle finger. Hot chicken. I don't even know how to coax a girl, so I have to step in. Look, I'll only teach this once. Li Dapeng came to Rui Shui with confidence in his eyes. I think. The words are not finished yet. Roll, Li Dapeng. In the end, Zhao Yan couldn't stand it anymore, so he sat next to Rui Shui and comforted her softly for a while, which made Rui Shui calm down a lot. As a huge roar sounded, the plane slowly descended. After arriving at the island country's airport, everyone took 2 taxis and went straight to the hotel. After arriving at the place, everyone discovered a very serious problem. Then no one can speak bird language. Yes, the language of the island country is the language of birds. Although Zhang Yu also doubted why their country's language was called bird language, the explanation given by Duniang was that people in their country felt that their language was just like the chirping of birds, which was obscure and difficult to understand. Well, the most easy to understand words are still those words, such as pulse pressure. Ahem, I'm going too far. Back to business. Baga, flower girl, I emphasize again, this is the room we have reserved. Zhang Yu took out his mobile phone, opened the hotel's order information, and put it in front of the girl at the front desk. Sir, Private Marseille, no one in this room has come out yet, could you please wait a moment? The girl at the front desk quickly bowed to Zhang Yu at 90 degrees, with an apologetic look on her face. What did she say? I couldn't understand. Since he couldn't understand the birdsong, Zhang Yu leaned into Li Dapeng's ear and asked. She's so crazy. Are you scolding me? Zhang Yu didn't believe it. After all, the way this girl bent down and bowed didn't look like she was cursing. Hi, Private Marseille. The girl at the front desk smiled and nodded, apologetically. Are you still high? Boom. The shameful and angry Zhang Yu slapped the table at the front desk. You are so crazy. I'm so crazy. Call your manager. Girl at the front desk. No, this person is sick. Chinese. What are you doing? Hearing the noise coming from the hotel lobby, the manager quickly pulled up his pants and came out of the room, speaking broken Chinese, and asked Zhang Yu. I kill you. Chinese. Watch your words. I pay attention to you. This is not your China. Please, please. What are you doing? What are you going to do? In our big island country, do you still want to hit people? The manager watched Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng clasp their fingers and walk toward him with a grin. He was so frightened by their posture that they backed away. Boom. Zhang Yu took the lead and punched the manager's nose, causing him to bleed immediately. Please, beanbag, I think there must be some misunderstanding between us. We should sit down and talk about it. You know, beating someone in the urban area of our big island country is a very serious matter. The manager was scared. Zhang Yu's fists hurt people too much. Besides, he was really deadly. All we have to do now is to stabilize them and wait for the arrival of the police officer. Zhang Tiancheng and others just stood aside and watched the show, showing no signs of taking action. Misunderstanding. What misunderstanding can we have? Dapeng, give him some color and see. Zhang Yu had already saved the file for him before taking action, so he was not afraid that Li Dapeng would be killed by him. Okay, Jia. Li Dapeng let out an evil laugh, took a pen from the front desk, and walked towards the manager's position. Get down. No. Please, don't hit me. The manager shook his head like a rattle. He had already guessed what Li Dapeng was going to do. You're disobedient, aren't you? Then I'll do it myself. Shield binding. After Li Dapeng controlled the manager, he turned him over with his backhand, picked up the pen and poked him in the back. Phew. Ouch. The girl at the front desk tensed up her legs and looked frightened. After the control was over, the manager let out a heartbreaking scream. You're done. You're done. I'm going to let you spend the rest of your life in prison. That's right. I, Zhang Yi, like others to threaten me the most. I hope you can be so tough later on. Zhang Yu, we've already gone abroad, can't we change our names? Zhang Yi, right, I remember you, you will pay the price for today's behavior. The manager's face was livid, and he didn't know whether he was in pain or angry. Boom. Li Dapeng stepped on the manager's younger brother and rubbed it hard on the ground. Ah, it hurts. Ow. Please, don't step on it, it will break, it will really break. The manager's tone was full of pleading, but how could he be tough at all? TCH, hot chicken. I thought you had a tough mouth, but it turns out it's nothing more than that. Li Dapeng said disdainfully. Yes, you were right, I am a hot chick, you were right. Snort. Li Dapeng snorted coldly and then raised his feet with satisfaction. Just when the manager thought he could breathe a sigh of relief. Boom. Li Dapeng's foot fell heavily again, and this time it was crushed by him. Ah ho ho ho. Ah woo, it's gone, it's gone. There was a severe pain in his crotch, and the manager felt that something was missing. He stretched out his hand and touched a puddle of mud. The manager suddenly felt that his world had collapsed and he had no hope in life. He lay on the ground crying for his father and mother, rolling all over the floor. Noisy. Zhang Yu's ears hurt from the noise, so he flipped towards him and revived him. Feeling that the baby seemed to be back again, the manager reached out to touch it in disbelief. Really back? There is hope in life again. How's it going? It's grown back, right? Li Dapeng asked with a sneer. Yeah, I'm back, and I feel like I can use it 4 or 5 times a day. The manager nodded excitedly. That's good, let's continue when we get back. After saying that, Li Dapeng stepped on it again. Manager. Boom. Once again the manager lost his brother. Read the file. Back again. Boom. Gone again. ... After going back and forth dozens of times, the manager is now numb. Forget it, what's the difference between having this thing and not having it? It's just 1.12 tails of meat. Finally, the sound of police sirens not far away came, finally ending this period of time that had long made him numb. ... Ah, officer, you are finally here. Save me quickly, these people are devils. Devils. Seeing the police officer arriving, the excited manager immediately hugged his legs and told the police officer what had just happened with tears in his eyes. You mean, he stepped on you dozens of times? Really or not? How many do you have? The police officer was confused and couldn't believe it. Manager. No, officer, that Chinese guy has healing powers. Every time he steps on me, he recovers me. After he recovers, he continues to step on me. Wow, these two are devils. Seeing that the police officer didn't believe it, the manager quickly explained. Chinese. The police officer frowned. Chinese, is what he said true? I don't understand what you are saying anymore. Now that we are angry, I want to go back to the room and sleep. Zhang Yu yawned and led everyone into the room. Wait a minute, Chinese, did I tell you to leave? Seeing that Zhang Yu couldn't understand the bird language, the police officer changed the way of communicating with him to Chinese. What? You won't let me go? Are you waiting to invite me to drink tea? Zhang Yu grinned, showing no fear in front of the island country's police officers. I'm not in the country right now, so I'm just wandering around casually. A small island police officer still wants Zhang Yu to obey. Not even if their emperor comes. Chinese people, please understand that the place you are in now belongs to the island country, not China. When you come to the island country, you must abide by the laws of the island country. Do you understand? Seeing that Zhang Yu didn't take him seriously at all, the police officer shouted, trying to calm Zhang Yu. What? I came to your island country for academic exchange, and this is how you treat your guests? Dapeng. Video. Let the world see the island country's hospitality. You are so messy. You. Before the police officer could finish speaking, Zhang Yu interrupted him. First, we came to the island country for academic exchanges. Why, do you want to arrest me now? Is it possible that you are afraid that the students from your island country can't compare with us? Do you want to use this dirty method to prevent us from challenging? Nonsense. Our big island country is never afraid of any challenge. The police officer blushed angrily at Zhang Yu's remarks. Secondly, this manager wanted to tease our companions and also made rude remarks to our companions. He went so far and we just lightly hit him twice. What? This is the way you island people behave. What's the difference between this and a gangster? Manager. Groove. When did I tease your companions? Fart. You are slandering. It's pure slander. When did I tease your companions? Also, did you hit me lightly? Check the surveillance. Go and check the surveillance. Manager. Our monitoring system just broke. The girl at the front desk who ran back from the monitoring room gasped and said. What? Broken? How could surveillance be broken so coincidentally? It's you. It was your people who did it, right? The furious manager screamed at Zhang Yu, looking like a mad dog. Manager, if you have evidence, just show it. Dogs that bite don't bark. Zhang Yu sighed, waved his hand towards the manager, and glanced at Rui Shui calmly, who stuck out her tongue playfully at him. This girl, she also knows how to turn off the surveillance camera. She's so smart. You, Jihieji. The angry manager was about to say something, but when he heard Li Dapeng's sinister laughter, he shuddered and quickly took back what he wanted to say. Groove. But his mother is frustrating me to death. Third, we have already booked a room. Why don't you check us in when the time comes? What? Do you look down on us Chinese people or do you look down on me, China? Groove. This person's words are so disrespectful. They always make excuses for looking down on Chinese people. He can't afford to wear such a big hat. Wait, you've booked a room but you're not checking in. Depend on. Just because of this reason, I got a beating. I must be too aggrieved by this beating. Thinking of this, the manager looked at the girl at the front desk with a dangerous light in his eyes. That means, if you don't give me a reasonable explanation today, then don't come tomorrow. The girl at the front desk was so frightened that she quickly ran to the manager, leaned into his ear, and whispered. Manager, the young master of the Bouchon family is in the room. You told me not to rush him. The young master of the Bouchon family. Why is it that the one who rides the horse is an ancestor who cannot be offended? Even if you can't afford to offend this Chinese, you didn't expect there to be an ancestor inside. However, his years as a manager were not in vain, and he immediately showed a flattering smile on his face. Sir, it's like this. The young master of the Bouchon family lives in the room. We, a small family with a small business, really can't afford to offend him. How about I change your room? Of course, if you don't want to, you can also communicate with Master Bouchon yourself. I believe that your strength also has this weight. Hee hee. Zhang Yu sneered. It was a good move to divert the water to the east and create a fight between fish and clams. Let yourself go to the young master of the Bouchon family. He reaps the benefits, right? Who do you think I, Zhang Yu, protagonist, I can be a villain on horseback. Bah, I am a good young man riding a horse. What we pursue is democracy, freedom, harmony, and friendliness. But, what? The young master of the Bouchon family is not easy to mess with, so I am, right. If I can't live in the house I booked within 10 minutes, I will use all the 10 ancient Chinese tortures on you. Zhang Yu sneered, sat on the sofa in the hotel lobby, crossed his legs, took out his phone and set a 10-minute countdown, then leaned against the sofa and hummed a tune. The manager's face turned green when he heard this. Didn't he shoot himself in the foot? He had no doubt at all that Zhang Yu said that he would use all the 10 tortures on him. Helpless, the manager could only place his hope on the police officer. Police officer, are you riding a horse to see if I have any use for you? Which one can I afford? Withdraw, withdraw. Hey, since the misunderstanding has been resolved, I will withdraw. The police officer bowed in Zhang Yu's direction and walked out of the hotel quickly, leaving the manager with an ugly expression behind. Groove, why do all the bad things happen to me? The manager cursed secretly and finally decided to knock on Master Fuchuan's door. For no other reason, if you offend Master Bu Chuan, you will at most get a beating, but if you offend this king of hell, you will have to endure 10 severe tortures. He still knows which one is more important. Go, wake up Master Bouchon. The manager ordered the girl at the front desk, but he stayed far away. No, 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 if I don't go, he will beat me. The girl at the front desk shook her head like a rattle. Hurry up and I'll double your salary this month. I won't go then. I just won't go. If you don't go tomorrow, you won't come. Then shall I leave? Manager, forget it, I'll go there myself. The manager took a deep breath, gritted his teeth, walked to the room door and knocked on the door. Bang bang bang. Master Bouchon, are you there? Someone is looking for you outside. Baga, get out. A roar came from the room, and the manager was so frightened that he quickly retracted his hand. He secretly glanced in Zhang Yu's direction and found that Zhang Yu was also looking at him with a half smile. Fight it. Bang bang bang. Baga, are you looking for death? Master Bouchon opened the door, faced the manager's big fat face, and slapped him in the face. Snapped. The manager was immediately turned around by the slap, covering half of his swollen face, showing a flattering expression, and his voice was a little leaky. Hi. Baga, you dare to disturb my sleep and work. What's the matter? If you can't explain why today, I'll beat you to death. Master Bouchon frowned. Hi, this is Master Bouchon. There are a few people outside who say they have admired you for a long time and are your fans. That's why I dare to disturb your rest. The manager rolled his eyes and made up a lie casually in order to intensify the conflict between the two parties. Ha, fans, she, take me to meet them. Master Bouchon's eyes lit up, and he immediately turned from anger to joy. He really didn't expect that a villain like himself would have fans. You know, usually everyone wants to stay away from him, but today there are fans who admire him. Ha ha ha, she, it seems that this person is very discerning. The manager took Master Bouchon to a corner away from Zhang Yu, then said that he had important things to do and left first. Master Bouchon didn't think much about it. After the manager left, he came to Zhang Yu alone. Xinshi, are you my fan? What kind of bird language are you talking about? Zhang Yu didn't tolerate him at all. He raised his hand and slapped him on the face. Are you the only one who dares to send someone to assassinate me? Snapped. Master Bushwan was stunned by this slap. Wasn't he talking about the fans? Didn't you say you admire him? Idiot. Call me. Dare you send someone to assassinate me? At Zhang Yu's order, Luo Yichang took the lead, raised her little foot and kicked Master Bushwan in the face. You dare to assassinate my man. Rui Shui covered her face. It was the first time she saw such a violent scene of Luo Yichang. However, she didn't say anything. Just like before, she gathered the flames into her hands and spoke loudly to Master Fuchuan. Boom. Crackling. The four of them worked together to beat Master Bushwan until he was vomiting and having diarrhea, crying and miserable. How dare you hit me like this? My father has never hit me like this. Just wait for me. I will peel off your skin and drink your blood. I will make your whole family live in pain every day and every night. Master Bushwan was beaten until he was in tears, but he still did not forget to threaten everyone with harsh words. But alas, no one understands. The only one who understood was the girl at the front desk who was huddled in the corner and shivering. Just scream, no one will come to save your throat, Jia Jia Jia. Chinese, Chinese, Sao, why are the Chinese people who are riding horses beating me? I didn't mess with them. Before Master Bushwan could figure out the reason, the next punch and kick followed. Pa, Bagayalu, you guys, you're dead, you're dead. Bang, hey, I'll fight with you. Phew, ouch, it's gone, it's gone. Phew, Li Dapeng thrust out another shield, but this time it was aimed not at his crotch, but at his back. Ooh, please stop hitting me, okay, I was wrong, I was really wrong. Faced with Master Bushwan's begging for mercy, Zhang Yu and the others ignored him at all. Finally, Li Dapeng felt that it was not enough, so he added another minute and continued beating Master Bushwan until he passed out. The little girl at the front desk who was hiding in the corner was so frightened that she trembled all over and didn't say a word, for fear that they wouldn't get enough of the beating and would take care of herself. So scary, so scary. Dapeng, put a sack on him and take him with you. Zhang Yu patted the dust on his hands and said to Li Dapeng. Huh, why don't you read a file for him? Read the file. What file to read? How much effort did we put into getting him to do this? Isn't it a waste to read the file for him? Li Dapeng sighed, feeling sorry for Master Bushwan in the sack. It seems that he can only be sisters with his girlfriend in the future. Don't get me wrong, what makes Li Dapeng regretful is that it will not be easy to find something so challenging to poke in the future. After Li Dapeng packed up Master Bushwan in a sack, Zhang Yu led everyone to find a brand new hotel to stay. But before leaving, Zhang Yu glanced at the trembling girl at the front desk, but ignored her. China also has an embassy in the island country, but because Zhang Tiancheng and the other masters did not want their identities to be exposed so quickly, and wanted to follow Zhang Yu all the way to see how he caused the island country to bleed, so they did not wait for the first time after arriving. Contact the embassy here. Zhang Yu and the others found a hotel with a Chinese translator to stay, and then asked Rui Shui to send the video they had prepared in advance to the international network. It should be said or not, it is good to have a hotel with Chinese translation. People no longer have to worry about not being able to understand the birdsong and making it difficult to travel. In the evening, everyone found a Chinese restaurant that looked pretty good, and planned to solve the dinner problem here. After all, people are not used to eating Japanese sashimi and the like. Zhang Yu, what are we going to do next? At the dinner table, Luo Yichang gave Zhang Yu a piece of food and asked curiously. HMPH, if you brat can't hold on, don't hold on. Just leave the adults' business to you. What is it like to watch your daughter pick up food for other boys? Luo Yuming felt a bit of anger igniting in his heart. He wished he could rush over and take out the 7 wolves and slap Zhang Yu's butt hard to relieve his anger. As a father, I have never let my daughter pick up food, how dare you? I feel like the cabbage I have worked so hard to grow has been eaten by a pig. If there weren't so many people now, Luo Yuming would have gone over and slapped Zhang Yu twice. Don't worry, it's just a small island country. It's a tiny place and can be destroyed with a snap of your fingers. Zhang Yu now looked confident and made an okay gesture to Luo Yuming. Originally, Zhang Yu was only 99% sure, so he asked Zhang Tiancheng and others to guarantee the bottom line. But now that Master Buxuan has fallen into his hands, that simply increases the winning rate to 100%. If you have a 100% winning rate, it's not impossible to give it a try. Okay, in front of your Uncle Luo, you two restrain yourself. Zhao Yan rolled his eyes at Zhang Yu. Wait until no one is around, Ang. Luo Yuming. Zhang Yu. ... We got off the plane around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Master Buxuan was arrested at 5 o'clock. It will be almost noon tomorrow when the Buxuan family gets the news and finds us. Zhang Yu narrowed his eyes slightly and leaned on the chair, his eyes flashing with golden light. He didn't know what he was thinking. These words made everyone confused. Except Ruishui. When Zhang Yu kidnapped the young master of the Buxuan family and told her to release the video, Ruishui had already guessed most of it. After a night of fermentation, the video will almost be popular all over the world tomorrow morning. Ruishui said, no, it's not almost the same, it's guaranteed. Zhang Yu nodded and finalized the plan after getting the exact information from Ruishui. Woo, woo, young Master Buxuan woke up in the sack from the fragrant food. When he opened his eyes, he saw that he was surrounded by black cloth, and there was no part of his body that was not in pain. Hiss, where is this? Why does it hurt so much? He remembered that he had a very painful dream, in which he was beaten and kicked by a group of people, and even his younger brother was beaten to pieces. I was scared to death, but luckily it was just a dream. Master Buxuan subconsciously touched his body. No. I searched again. Really not. Depend on. What's the situation? That's not a dream. Was I really beaten to death? And, where is this? After regaining his composure, Master Buxuan had a look of horror on his face, and the pain all over his body made him realize that it was not a dream. Moreover, it seems that he was kidnapped by them. Master Buxuan wants to go out and talk to them. Although his future happiness is gone, his life cannot be lost. Hey, Master, you're awake. Are you still comfortable sleeping in the sack? Noticing that the sack was constantly moving, Zhang Yu knew that Master Buxuan had woken up. But you woke up at the wrong time. Didn't you smell that everyone was eating? You said you can't wake up at any time, but you have to wake up now. Are you asking for a beating? Crackling. Ouch. Stop it, I just want to eat. I just want to eat. But no one understood it at all. Zhang Yu and the others beat the sack again, and did not stop until the sack fell into silence again. Eat, don't let him disturb our elegance. Zhang Yu grinned and signaled everyone to eat quickly and not to worry. Everyone. At night, everyone gathered in a room and surrounded Master Buxuan in a circle. Immediately afterwards, Li Dapeng went up and started spinning Master Buxuan around with his mouth. Before he could ask the question, Master Buxuan hurriedly spoke and took the initiative to explain, my name is Buxuanba, I am 18 years old today, and I am the young master of the Buxuan family. My family is rich, very rich. As long as you ask, I can give you whatever money you want. Li Dapeng went up and made another mouthful. I can't understand what Ula Ula is talking about. You speak Chinese, do you understand? Li Dapeng spoke Dazuo dialect and tried to communicate with Master Buxuan. Master Bu Chuan, I cannot understand what you say. Snapped. You don't understand me when I ask you to speak Chinese, right? Luo Yisheng and everyone. That is to say, is there a possibility that it's not that he doesn't want to say it, but that he won't say it? Master Buxuan. I think you just want to hit me. In the end, Ruishui couldn't stand it anymore and found a translation software on the internet, which allowed several people to communicate across servers. My name is Buxuanba, and I am the young master of the Buxuan family. I am 18 years old and am currently in my 3rd year of high school in the island country's number 1 middle school. Before Bu Xuanba finished speaking, he was interrupted again by Li Dapeng. Who can brag better? Li Dapeng sneered. Don't think I didn't see it just now, it was just a small incident, you are fooling me. Master Buxuan's face turned red when he was told that. Although his body was tortured, he still continued to be tough on this kind of thing. I'm not talking nonsense. Right after I stand up. Then can you still stand up now? Master Buxuan. Okay, Stop talking nonsense, let him continue talking. Zhang Yu interrupted the noisy two and asked Bushwanba to continue. I am also a student in class 1 of the top university in the island country. My family is very rich. As long as you let me go, I will give you whatever money you want. Then why are you, a student, doing this in the hotel? Can you not tell me? Bushwanba looked embarrassed, but after seeing Zhang Yu's cold eyes, he still told the truth. It's all my fault for that Yui Hanyu. If she hadn't let me go, how could I have ended up like this? The number 1 university in the island country. Just in time, the first sword coming to the island country should be directed there. Zhang Yu's eyes flashed, and he kicked Bushwanba unconscious, then put him into a sack, told everyone to keep an eye on him, and then went back to his room to sleep. That night, after the Bushwan family learned that the young master had lost contact, they almost went crazy with anxiety. They mobilized the entire family's resources overnight to search like crazy. After all, the only direct descendant of the Bushwan family is Bushwanba. This is the future heir to the property. Of course, there are also some affiliates who use small tricks behind the scenes to hold them back. You know, only if something happens to Bushwanba's only son, will they have the chance to inherit the entire family's legacy. At the same time, after seeing the video Zhang Yu recorded for Bushwani and others, marketing accounts in various countries were extremely excited and worked overtime overnight to repost it. You know, words such as betraying humanity, uniting beast species, and killer are all extremely eye-catching. Regardless of whether he really betrayed or was spread rumors, just follow along. Hello everyone, I am Bushwani, a killer trained by the Bushwan family. Now, I am in China, and my personal safety is guaranteed. Today, I'm going to tell you a secret I overheard from the Bushwan family. This secret is related to the safety of mankind. The Bushwan family has reached an agreement with the beast species, hoping to dominate the world with the help of the beast species. And the condition proposed by the beast species is to help them eradicate the newly awakened time system in China. You know, the threat of a growing time system to the beast species cannot be underestimated, just like the man who changed the fate of mankind against the will of the past. This news immediately caused a sensation all over the world. Of course, China is also the driving force behind this. Although most contemporary netizens sneer at this matter, there are so many trolls. The Navy soldiers pushed this matter to a new level with every word they said to each other. Especially the netizens from China, all of them came uninvited and took the initiative to take on the work of the Navy. What? The island country actually colluded with the beast species. Punish it severely. It must be punished severely. That's right, I was listening there, and what she said was true. Where's the little boy? Get there quickly. If it's any later, the island nation will betray humanity. Well, contemporary netizens are united on this matter and follow suit one after another. Even people from other countries are led to self-doubt by the comments of Chinese netizens. Is it possible that the island nation really wants to betray humanity? Isn't this a rumor? When it comes to ripping off other people's umbrellas, contemporary netizens are the best at it. Although netizens from the island country tried their best to explain this matter, what they got in return was cyber violence around the world. If you didn't do it, what's your explanation? Isn't this a guilty conscience? Of course, there are some smart island netizens who ignore this matter, but the comments below do not intend to let them go. See, I don't even dare to explain, I default to yes. That is, since you didn't do it, why don't you explain? Netizens from these island countries were so angry that they had a cerebral hemorrhage on the spot after seeing these comments. What's more, they were so angry that they immediately prepared to start a confrontation in the comment area. However, when thousands of fists hit my face, I felt invincible and wanted to retreat, but found that it was already too late. Since you say you have never done this, then show us the evidence. That year, people all over the world were standing in the sun, standing on the moral high ground, and I couldn't see their faces clearly. After a night of fermentation, the video successfully became a hot search topic in the island country at 2 o'clock in the morning. Shock. Is it the distortion of human nature or the loss of morality? I digress, the island nation does not have a shock department. The next day, early morning. Zhang Yu and the others finished their breakfast after washing up, and headed to the number 1 middle school of the island country carrying the sack containing Master Buxuan. By the way, Zhang Yu also asked Li Dapeng to start the live broadcast with his mobile phone. Live title. Shocked. The Chinese time system has come to the island country. At the same time, after a night of investigation, the Buxuan family finally found the Zhang Yu people who kidnapped Master Buxuan. He immediately rushed towards their positioning information. No. 1 middle school of the island country. Zhang Yu Hengdao immediately sat under the flag of the island country, with his feet on the railing, and Luo Yichang and others stood behind him. Li Dapeng released the sack of Buxuanba, and then took a rope and tied him to the railing of the island country's flag. Shocked. The Chinese time system has come to the island country. As soon as the live broadcast room opened, it welcomed countless Chinese netizens. Of course, this was all prepared by Rui Shui in advance, to divert traffic. Hey, fellow veterans. Welcome to my live broadcast room. You may not know me, but you will know me from today on. Let me introduce myself. My name is Zhang Yu. I am a person involved in the assassination incident in the island country. I am currently in the island country's number 1 middle school. Zhang Yu faced the screen, showing some big white teeth, and pointed at Buxuanba who was tied up behind him. This is the young master of the Buxuan family, yes, the Buxuan family who took the lead in betraying mankind. Did China go to the island country to take revenge? Just after being assassinated, you ran away to their base camp. And he even kidnapped his young master. Even if you tie him up, you still have a live broadcast. Isn't this using the reputation of the Nushuan family as a shoe mat? Looking at the surrounding environment, if we guessed correctly, this should be the number 1 middle school of the island country. You are so arrogant. Are you really not afraid of the Buxuan family's revenge? Of course, some netizens felt that all this was staged, but most netizens were convinced after recognizing the logo of the island country's number 1 middle school. Just when netizens felt that what Zhang Yu did was already arrogant enough, what he did next was even more unexpected. Everyone is here, look over here. Li Dapeng took a loudspeaker he found from nowhere, turned the volume to the maximum, and shouted to the students who were in class in the teaching building. Although the sound of the loudspeaker was not low, due to the language barrier, it did not attract many people to watch. I say it again, everyone. Look here, quote. A row of crows flew by. Sao, Li Dapeng cursed angrily, then put the speaker to Master Buxuan's mouth, come here. Master Bu Chuan. Although I couldn't understand what Li Dapeng said, I could still guess from his actions. After all, the two had a night of friendly exchanges, let's put it that way, although they couldn't reach the level where Li Dapeng could tell what he was going to do as soon as he stuck his butt out. But at least he knew he was going to poop. Wait, Zhang Yu took out his mobile phone and typed in a sentence, then translated it into bird language and asked Buxuanba to read it out. But Buxuanba played a clever trick. He knew that Zhang Yu and the others couldn't understand bird language, so he put his mouth to the speaker in front of him and asked his classmates for help in bird language. Students, please help. I am Buxuanba. If you hear my voice, please call the police for me. I am the young master of the Buxuan family, please save me, they are devils. I will be tortured to death by them. Buxuanba's cry for help finally attracted many classmates to watch, and even the teacher was attracted by the tragic sound. Although the teachers were aware of the situation on the playground, no one dared to take care of it. It's not like everyone present didn't know Buxuanba's identity. Who dared to kidnap him blatantly didn't have any background. They don't dare to get involved in the fight between gods and immortals. Therefore, all the teachers in No. 1 middle school were as if they were mute. They didn't even dare to watch the excitement for fear of hurting themselves, let alone help others. But the classmates are different. They all take it for granted that they are naturally lively and don't take it too seriously. What's more, Buxuanba often uses his background to bully his classmates in school. Therefore, there were many people watching the excitement, but no one went to call the police. What's more, after seeing that Zhang Yu and the others didn't understand bird language, they took the initiative to act as translators for them. For example, this female classmate below. Hello, sir. My name is Yui Hanyu. I can speak Chinese. Can I volunteer to be your translator? Yui Hanyu came to Zhang Yu speaking fluent Chinese and spoke sincerely. Yui Hanyu, aren't you afraid that I will make your family disappear completely? Fukuwaba was completely panicked after seeing Hanyu Yui coming over, and even his tone of voice was full of threats. You know, the relationship between the two families has never been very good, especially under the deliberate suppression by the Bushwan family in recent years. The relationship between the two families has been like fire and water. Disappear, Hanyu Yui sneered. Don't worry, you'd better take care of yourself first. Even if it disappears, you won't be able to see it. Hanyu Yui, you will pay a price for this. A price that your entire family cannot afford. Fukuwaba roared in a hoarse voice, but still could not stop Hanyu Yui's pace. Interesting, really interesting. Zhang Yu narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at Yui Hanyu teasingly. Okay, then please help me translate what Fukuwaba just said for me. Meeting Zhang Yu's gaze, Hanyu Yui lowered her head subconsciously and said in a sincere tone, what he just said was to ask his classmates to call the police for him, and he also said that you are all devils. Devil, no, over there, I am known as the Smiling King of Hell. Zhang Yu looked at the mobile phone that was broadcasting live, and showed a spring-like smile to the audience. He stretched out his right hand and opened his palm. Yui Hanyu quickly took out a knife and handed it to Zhang Yu. Another smart woman, Zhang Yu thought in his mind. But it doesn't matter, now they are both grasshoppers on the same line. After the number of people in the live broadcast room exceeded 1 million, Zhang Yu also experienced the feeling of being a host. Everyone, watch out for Aang. The person tied behind me is the young master of the Bushwan family, and he is worthy of his name. As long as someone gives me a little heart, I'll slap him in the face. If you can send me a rocket, I'll give him a hand. Everyone who has a grudge must seek revenge, and those who have an injustice must avenge their injustice. The Smiling King of Hell will fight for you. Live online. As long as the gift is expensive, Master Bushwan will do nothing. Zhang Yu held a microphone and sang with Li Dapeng. At this time, the barrage has gone crazy, and Zhang Yu's live broadcast room has also been reprinted by various people. Barrage, really? He stole my girlfriend before, I want to give him a try. User Cuckold Kojira sent a little heart. Seeing someone buying gifts, Li Dapeng didn't hesitate and slapped Bushwanba on the face. He slapped him so hard that stars appeared in his eyes. If he hadn't been tied to the flagpole now, he would have fallen to the cement. Thank you Shaoqi for the little heart, Dapeng. Okay, thank you for the rocket sent by my brother who turned away when the road was rough. I will give you fresh arms now. Click. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Yu cut off Bu Xuanyi's arm with a knife. Kill me, woohoo. The pain in Fushwanba was heartbreaking, but Yui Hanyu looked at it with relief. He was even eager to try it out himself. At this time, the barrage had already exploded. It's too cruel, Let's kill living things instead of abusing them. If you don't get on the horse, you'll get out of here. I'll kick you up, stinking holy. Brother, calm down, he means not to torture animals, beasts. Oh, it's okay, I'm happy today. Can the host wish me good luck? Zhang Yu, I originally thought I would be trolled, but I didn't expect there are so many living hells in the world. But as the anchor, Zhang Yu mainly focuses on thinking about the audience, so he immediately asked Li Dapeng to play the song, Good Luck. Fold a paper crane and send a red ribbon. Good luck comes. Thank you little boy for the 100 little hearts sent by big brother, Dapeng, work hard. Li Dapeng raised his swollen palm and slapped Bu Xuanba on the face without interest. The force was like a caress. God knows how many times he got slapped in the mouth during this time. Even if there are not 10,000, there are still 8,000. It's strange that he still has the strength. Zhang Yu raised his hand and threw a load towards the exhausted Li Dapeng, instantly restoring his physical condition. Why? After recovering, Li Dapeng let out a long sigh and was about to raise his hand when he was stopped by Yui Hanyu. Mr. Dapeng, I see you are tired from smoking, let me share the burden for you. Yui Hanyu raised her little fist and looked at Fukawa Dam eagerly. Li Dapeng nodded and gave her his seat. He just happened to take a break after being tired. Although Zhang Yu was able to resume loading, he couldn't help but feel tired. Yeah, ha. Yui Hanyu raised her little hand and was about to swipe it at Fukuwaba's face, even adding superpowers for fear of not being strong enough. Rose stem thorn. As soon as Yui Hanyu finished speaking, several dense rows of small thorns suddenly appeared on the palm of his hand, and he slapped Fukuwaba in the face. Pa! Bu Xuanba's eyes were blinded by being slapped, and numerous scratches appeared on his face, with blood overflowing from the scratches. Ouch! Kill me, ahem, I beg you to kill me. Bu Xuanba's voice was hoarse. Not a single piece of flesh was left on his body from the beatings, and even his limbs were removed. Kill you. It's too easy for you to think. Why, when you sent someone to assassinate me, didn't you think about today? Zhang Yu's eyes were cold and his whole body was radiating chill. Hanakawa Yui translated this sentence to Fukawa Dam, and at the same time echoed it to express her hatred. That's right. You should have thought that such a day would come when you secretly assassinated my grandfather, used despicable means to mess up our Hanyu family's business, and made us feel like lost dogs and living under someone else's roof. You look so disgusting, and you still want me to go to the hotel with you. Bah, I won't give it to you even if I give it to a wild dog. Hanyu Yui's beautiful eyes were full of hatred, and while speaking, she slapped Fushwanba again. Snapped. After 100 thorny sinuses passed through, Bushwanba could no longer breathe. Finally, he could no longer bear the pain and died from the wounds on his body. Humph, you can die, but not now. Read the file. Zhang Yu snorted coldly, raised his hand and moved closer to Bushwanba, instantly restoring him to his previous state. Don't worry, I told you, I won't let you die. Of course, except that it has no use value. Zhang Yu stepped in front of Bushwanba, whispered softly in his ear, and then grinned, as brightly as a sunny boy. Devil. You are the devil. Bushwanba's tone was trembling, and looking at this smiling face made him feel creepy. Zhang Yu patted his shoulder and said in a displeased tone, Let me reiterate, Zhang Yu, am a good young man, understand. At this time, the barrages came like an overwhelming force, and even the number of people watching the live broadcast in real time increased to more than 20 million. Barrage. Well, remember from now on, our smiling king of hell said that he is a good young man. Oh my god, that's how the title of Smiling King of Hell came about. I was wondering how such a sunny boy could have such a title. You are so cruel. I think he should be put under a hydraulic press. Or crushed together with concrete to pave the highway. Quote. 666, Zhang Yu, I give you the title of Smiling King of Hell. At this time, Zhang Tiancheng felt a powerful aura coming towards them at an extremely fast speed, and then sent a message to Zhang Yu. When the time was right, Zhang Yu turned around and left with a smile, waving towards Fukuwaba behind him, signaling Hanyu Yui to continue. Master Bushwan, the feeling of falling into my hands mustn't be pleasant. Pa, Hanyu Yui drew towards Fukawa Dam with additional skills. But before Hanyu Yui could slap her down, she was interrupted by a sudden loud shout. Stop, girl of the Hanyu family, you are seeking death. Immediately afterwards, a dark gray radiation wave appeared in the sky and hit her position. Boom! Before Hanyu Yui could even look up, she was shattered into powder by this radiation wave. Coincidentally, Bu Xuanba next to her was not harmed at all, which shows the releaser's control over the superpower. Son, who did this? Who did this? I saw a middle-aged man in kimono, over 50 years old, kneeling in front of Fuchuan Dam. He stretched out his hands and wanted to pick up his son, but he didn't know where to start when he saw the scars all over his son's body. Hey, you're beating the younger one to the older one. Zhang Yu laughed evilly and pointed the live broadcast screen at the middle-aged man. All the veterans have seen it. It is indeed a family that dares to collude with the beast species. It is different to have the beast species as a backer. In front of the public, no matter what, you dare to kill someone if you ask questions. Is there still heavenly justice? Is there still law? Barrage. How do you have the nerve to say this? Zhang Yu raised his hand and pointed towards Hanyu Yui's position. Resurrection, my little translator. Read the file. Due to the language barrier, the middle-aged man did not understand what Zhang Yu was saying. He did not recognize him until he saw the golden clock that appeared when Zhang Yu released his power. China's time system. You actually came to the island country. I am worried that I have nowhere to look for you. You actually delivered it to your door yourself. It really takes no effort at all. Since he was busy looking for Bushwanba all night last night, the middle-aged man still doesn't know what is going on online. Little did I know that the video caused an uproar around the world. I'm not dead. Yui Hanyu, who was resurrected after loading the file, looked around blankly. She only remembered that there was a wave of radiation that turned her into powder in an instant. Then she knew nothing. Of course he's not dead. How could my little translator die so easily? Zhang Yu grinned, showing some big white teeth. Was it his fault? When Zhang Yu waved his hand behind him and signaled Hanyu Yui to go to Fuchuan Dam, he had already made a file for her in advance. Nearly half an hour had passed since the start of the live broadcast, and he didn't believe it. With the status of the Fukawa family in the island country, they couldn't get any news within half an hour. Therefore, when the time is almost ripe, Hanyu Yui will be asked to step forward to slap Fukawa Dam, with the purpose of letting the Fukawa family transfer some of their hatred to her. After all, Yui Hanyu is now his translator. Only when Yui Hanyu is completely in the same boat with him will he not be afraid of her betrayal. And the fastest way to get her on the pirate ship is to push her to the opposite side of the Bushwan family. In this way, the two people have the same purpose. Although this matter will not affect the situation very much, what Zhang Yu has to do is to do everything in detail. No room for error. Chinese time system. It really takes no effort at all. Since Bu Xuanyi and the others failed in their assassination, then leave your life to me. Just in time, it also made Hua Sha completely heartbroken. The middle-aged man smiled ferociously, wearing a kimono without wind, and walked slowly towards Zhang Yu's position. He didn't notice at all that Zhang Yu's live broadcast was slapping him in the face. You want to kill me? Don't you know how much of a threat the time system is to the beast species? Why, is it possible that you want to put the safety of the world at risk? Zhang Yu squinted his eyes slightly, but there was no trace of fear on his face, and even his tone was so calm. Disregarding the safety of the world. What a big hat. But so what? China is too strong now. Compared with facing the threat of beast species, our island nation does not want to face China. The man sneered, and the awakening factor in his hand condensed into a samurai sword, and he pointed the sword horizontally at Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu frowned. This old guy was quite smart. He didn't reveal any flaws in his words, and turned the idea that the island nation was an enemy of the whole world into a conflict between the island nation and China. You, China, are too powerful now. Compared to the beast species, I am more afraid that China will suddenly take action against us. Raising China's status and describing itself as a weakling who can be beaten at any time will make it easier to resonate with other countries. We already have a grudge, and you have become so strong now, and we are so close, I am afraid that you will come over and beat me up at any time, so I will break your weapons in advance, no problem. Because China is too strong. So, is this the reason why you sent someone to assassinate me? Zhang Yu asked. Of course, no. Why is that? Don't worry, I will tell you when you die. As soon as Zhang Yu finished speaking, before Zhang Yu could react, the middle-aged man stabbed him in the heart with a samurai sword. Phew, the long knife entered the body and stabbed Zhang Yu straight through. Zhang Yu, Luo Yichang shouted, his eyes instantly turned scarlet, and he rushed towards Zhang Yu's position with all his strength. She didn't understand why Zhang Yu was killed in this way. Don't go, Xiao Chang'er, this brat did it on purpose. Zhao Yan hurriedly grabbed Luo Yichang, who was out of control, and comforted her softly. Don't worry, this brat can't die, he just got stabbed in the heart. Even if I can save him even if he is chopped into pieces. Really, Aunt Yan, don't worry, look at who is anxious, your father or your Uncle Zhang. Hearing this, Luo Yichang turned to look at Luo Yuming and Zhang Tiancheng who were grabbing melon seeds to eat. Then, she also became quiet. This time, let's see if Hua Sha feels bad. The middle-aged man narrowed his eyes and said to Zhang Yu's corpse, with a smile, don't you want to know why he assassinated you? For the sake of your death, I tell you. Our Fukawa family is conducting a secret experiment for the island country. When the experiment succeeds, our island country will become the world's most powerful country. And the time system you possess will only be the island country's biggest threat in the future. But don't worry, only you know the current position of this experiment. And you are already a dead person. Ha ha ha. Live broadcast room audience. We all heard it. This statement instantly shocked everyone watching the live broadcast. There are still experiments in the island country. Still want to dominate the world. No one will question the authenticity of this sentence, after all, it is said to the dead. At this time, netizens in the live broadcast room were furious. Barrage. They're crazy. The island nation is going crazy. Aren't they afraid of being targeted by the whole world? It seems that what the smiling king of hell said is true. I didn't expect that the island country really wants to dominate the world. Go and report it to the United Nations. Dad, hurry up, stop pretending, save me. Save me. If you don't save me, I'm going to bleed to death. When Bushwanba woke up, he saw his father laughing here as soon as he opened his eyes, as if he had forgotten his son. He was so anxious that he called for help. Don't worry, I've just called the doctor. He'll be here soon. It's okay, he can reattach your arms and legs. The man looked at Bushwanba with a distressed face, and then stood there waiting for the doctor to arrive. Bushwanba, where's that devil? Dead, I avenged you. What about that Yui Hanyu? And this devil's companions? Run away. You are a diamond, and they ran away in front of you. Well, I'm also wondering. They disappeared when I came. As for the girl from the Hanyu family, she seemed to have some means of saving her life and disappeared in an instant. But don't worry, the island country is so big, they can't escape. At this time, by a small lake not far away, there were 3 people, Li Dapeng, Rui Shui, and Yui Hanyu. Before the middle-aged man arrived, Luo Yuming took the lead in picking up Li Dapeng and Rui Shui, and then returned and took Yui Hanyu away. Although the whole process was done under the man's nose, because Luo Yuming was much stronger than him, he would not notice even if he took the person away in front of him. When Zhang Yu woke up, he found that he was actually in the golden river of time. But there is only one shining mark in the long river of time, which is exactly the mark he used to archive himself. Zhang Yu muttered silently to read the file, and then tapped his finger towards the mark. Then in reality, an ethereal golden clock appeared in Zhang Yu's place. There was only one scale and one hand on the clock. As the pointer moved in the direction of the scale, Zhang Yu's body also recovered bit by bit. Click, click. When the pointer pointed to the scale, Zhang Yu slowly opened his eyes. When Zhang Yu woke up, he subconsciously touched his pocket and touched something hard. He took it out and saw that it was the Japanese translator Zhang Han had prepared for him. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.